Check, check, 1 2. Check, 1 2. Testing, testing, 1 2 3. 3 2 1.
Hey Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Sneth Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that we have new Ram trucks and Jeeps in stock and more arriving daily. During the Make This the Summer sales event,
your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
it's yeah.
60 seconds until pregame. 60 seconds until pregame.
It's local high school football. It's back. I'm Mike Reeling with the Feeney Ford pregame show. Our game of the week this week is Johannesburg-Lewiston at East Jordan. That game broadcast on Eagle 101.5 FM and streaming live at eagle1015.com. And the Gaylord Blue Devils host Lake Fenton. That game also streaming live at eagle1015.com. Another local game to go to, Pickford heading to St. Mary for 8-man football today. Tune in for the pregame show as we bring you the head coach of the Gaylord Blue Devils, new head coach, DJ Shimoniak. He'll talk about the 5 pillars of Gaylord Blue Devil football. And we'll hear from the head coach of the Johannesburg-Lewiston Cardinals, Joe Smokovich, as the Feeney Ford pregame show continues on Eagle 101.5 and eagle1015.com.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice cold Slurpee or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
High school football is back on the radio at Eagle 101.5. Time to check in with Joe Smokovich. He's the head coach of the Johannesburg-Lewiston Cardinals as our Feeney Ford pregame show continues. Joe, let's get right into it. You know, we talk about, I remember our first interview last year, and it was, the COVID thing. Is there even a new normal yet?
Well, to be honest, it seems kind of normal. It seems like 2019. About the only thing unnormal so far, knock on wood, is that we have to wear masks on the bus ride. So that's the only difference we've really seen this year so far. So a little bit of normalcy.
So numbers are down.
Yeah, my numbers are way down. I think I have my 15th guy will be putting on pads for the first time today on the varsity. Hopefully we'll get number 16 on JVs today. So, but yeah, numbers are low. I graduated 15, and I had a bunch of kids that, for whatever reason, various reasons, are not playing. So, yeah, our numbers are low.
Any new assistant coaches or anything new this year that we should know about?
Well, we've lost Logan Huff to Gaylord High School. He got a job there, and he's coaching the freshmen, and I believe helping out with the varsity. And we've added a new coach to help with our 7th and 8th grade, and he'll be helping with us, and his name's Derek Phillips. He's new to the area. So, we've added him.
All right. How about who are we looking forward to seeing in the leadership roles? With the small numbers that we have, who are you really looking for leadership out there this year?
Well, we have 2 kids that return from both sides of the ball, same 2 kids, both starters, Logan May and Preston Marlette, so we're going to lean heavily on them. Preston's our quarterback and Logan's a halfback for us, so lean heavily on them, and then we have a few seniors that return. We'll rely on those kids as well. We're really got a total rebuild on the offensive line this year, so that's got to lean on those kids that have that experience for us.
What do we know about East Jordan? What do you think?
They returned quite a few kids, some quality kids. I think they'll be a good opponent. I've been watching their scrimmage and everything. I watched the scrimmage McBain, Glen Lake, and I think a team out of Muskegon. So I've been watching that. They look like a solid team this year. They return more kids than I do, so I expect it to be a heck of a ball game.
Coach, how about going off the field with someone in your organization that you'd like to highlight this week?
Well, I got to go with Jason Swartz. He's our head of transportation and custodial staff. He's been doing a fabulous job for us. He's got the fields looking better than they've ever looked. He's added a few things paint-wise. He's going to be putting a cardinal head out in the middle of the field once he has time to practice using it. He and his staff have done a great job of getting everything ready, not only for football and all the other athletics, but the entire school building.
Well, Coach, we're looking forward to covering the Johannesburg-Lewiston Cardinal football team again this year, and 2 of your biggest fans will be behind the microphone again this year. That's Gordy Richardson and Jim Hilgendorf.
Yeah, I haven't seen those guys in a while. Excited to, get back and seeing those guys.
And this week's game is our game of the week. It can be heard live on Eagle 101.5 FM and streaming live at eagle1015.com. Coach, best of luck.
Thanks, Mike. I appreciate it.
There you go. Head coach of the Johannesburg-Lewiston Cardinals, Joe Smokovich. It's high school football on Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Snuff Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that we have new Ram trucks and Jeeps in stock and more arriving daily. During the Make This the Summer sales event, trade-in values have never been better. So if you want out of your current lease or just want to take advantage of the current market, stop in today and let us show you just how much your vehicle is worth. Snuff Camp of Gaylord, different name, same great experiences. Exit 282 off I-75 in Gaylord or 24 hours a day at snuffcampgaylord.com.
It's the Feeney Ford pregame show continuing as we check in with the head coach of the Gaylord Blue Devil varsity football team, DJ Simoniak. DJ's the new head coach this year, but no stranger to the program. He's been with the program since 2006. DJ, congratulations on the new job.
Oh, I appreciate it, Mike. Happy to be here.
We had a chance to do a little pre-interview a couple of days ago, and you said you had 5 basically core values. Do you want to put those out there for our listeners so they get an idea of what kind of coach they can expect this year?
When I sat down and tried to look at, using the game of football as a platform and being able to, not only teach the game, but also be able to teach life lessons through the game. And the number one pillar that I have that we start out with is academics. Number one, you got to be educated on something, and it doesn't necessarily have to be college. Any professional career that you choose, you've got to continue to gain knowledge and education to be able to succeed.
All right, number 1 is education. Number 2?
Number 2 is being a servant. I think for these kids to be fortunate and blessed enough to be able to have the athleticism, be able to play the game of football. And I think for us as players and us as coaches to be able to reach out, I think it's a good learning lesson for us to be able to get these players out and helping in the community and being able to give back.
All right, number 3.
Number 3 is technique, effort, and attitude. Everything that you can control out on the football field and in life. You're going to go out on the field. We're going to ask you to have great technique. That's how we're going to win. It's game of football is angles and inches, and technique is crucial. And then effort. Effort's going to fall in. The harder you work and outwork your opponent, the results are going to be what they are. And it's the same thing in your job and life. You give great effort, then promotions and things come along. And then attitude. The one thing that we teach our kids is the only person that can put you in a bad mood every day is yourself. There's going to be a lot of white noise, a lot of things from the outside coming in, and there's just ways that the game of football can teach you to try to block that white noise out and focus on just doing your job.
Technique, effort, attitude, number 3. Number 4?
Number 4 is just outworking people. And I sit and I hear stories from, my grandparents, my uncles, people that played before my time, during my time. The one constant thing that hasn't changed is the successful ones outwork people. They just, and that's, Gaylord football to a T, and that's the culture we're building and getting back to just the way that this city was built. It was built on blue collar, hard work, and I think that's a great value to instill in these guys.
All right, then finally, the 5th pillar.
The 5th one is just do your job. We don't allow finger pointing and playing the blame game within our program. You have a job to do. We're going to ask you to do it. And I understand no one's ever played a perfect football game. I tell them, not even Tom Brady. But what makes him best is that he just shakes off. He makes mistakes and he goes and makes up for it. And you can't do that if you're blaming other people. So you go out and we ask you to do a job and just do your job, and we'll go from there.
Pretty awesome. 5 pillars: academics, be a servant. Number 3 was technique, effort, attitude. Number 4, outwork your opponents and just work hard. And finally, do your job. Great pillars right there. We only have a second or two, but what do you think about this week's game against Lake Fenton?
They're a good team. They got a quarterback. It's going to be a third-year starter coming back. They got a lot of high hopes with him. I know they're going to come try to spread us out. Don't know a ton about them. All we got, obviously, from this year is a scrimmage film to kind of go by. But, kind of like our 5th pillar, right? We're just going to go and we're going to do our job, and we're going to technique, effort, and attitude, and the scoreboard's going to be what it ends up being.
All right, next week we'll definitely get into the X's and the O's. Before we go, though, how about naming someone off the field in your organization that goes over and above the call of duty for you?
Going off the field, obviously taking over a new program and spending a lot of time. I've got 3 little kids at home, and they got to be taken care of, and they got to get to football practices and soccer practices and stuff. So a shout out to my wife for sure, because I wouldn't be able to be here doing what I'm doing if she wasn't able to take on the extra load.
I think you'll find that will be forever your best pick of off the field. DJ, thank you so much for going on the radio with us. Congratulations on the new job. We're looking forward to covering the Gaylord Blue Devils again this year.
I appreciate it, Mike.
You bet. Head coach of the Gaylord Blue Devils, DJ Shimoniak right there. The Feeney Ford pregame show continues on Eagle 101.5.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice, cold, Slurpee, or big gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Snuff Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that we have new Ram trucks and Jeeps in stock and more arriving daily. During the Make This the Summer sales event, trade-in values have never been better. So if you want out of your current lease or just want to take advantage of the current market, stop in today and let us show you just how much your vehicle is worth. Snuff Camp of Gaylord, different name, same great experiences. Exit 282 off I-75 in Gaylord or 24 hours a day at snuffcampgaylord.com.
It's local high school football with the Gaylord Blue Devils. Now let's go high atop the press box with Brian Hollenbaugh and Dave Boswood calling all the action.
Just in time for that, Dave? I mean, what's up with that?
Welcome to the Gaylord Community Stadium, all right? We got the hot hand over there with the air horn right next to us, Roger Markham. And he's not afraid to blow that horn, I can tell you that.
Apparently not. I wasn't expecting that. Of course, it's my first time calling a game here at the beautiful stadium here at Gaylord Community Field. And the last few years, been doing the Snowbird games.
Yep.
But after 19 years, well, Mike Matthew decided to hang it up.
Yeah, he did. You know, and when he texted me that a few weeks or so ago, I was like, oh, man, what are we going to do now? You know, I mean, because he's been a kind of an icon, the voice for the Blue Devils for some time, and you know he's going to be missed. You know, but I'm grateful to have the opportunity to work with you.
Well, we're looking forward to it, Dave,
Yeah.
and many thanks to Mike for his years of service.
Absolutely.
As the play-by-play guy of the Blue Devils, and of course, at some point in time, you know, he decided, hey, I want to have a Friday night with my wife or my friends or whoever, you know.
Yep.
And so we appreciate your contributions, Mike Matthew, because we actually know instead of out doing something else, you're relaxing and listening to a little Blue Devil football.
And I expect a few text message corrections from time to time on historical things as we move through the season.
So, Dave, you know, I don't know a lot about this Blue Devil football team, and you've been calling them for the last 5 years. So what can you tell me about this program? Obviously, it's kind of a new slate with DJ Shimoniak coming in as the head football coach.
Right, you're right, Brian. You know, the Blue Devils have had several different head coaches in the past few years, and you know all of them had to leave for different reasons and various reasons throughout the over the last few years. But we got DJ Shimoniak here. DJ has been in and around the Blue Devils football program for a while now.
Youth sports and everything else,
Youth sports and doing the 7th and 8th grade program, and of course helping all the time with the high school program. And one of the things that he does really well is motivates people and players. He comes across, and you talk to DJ for a little while, you sense his passion. You can see what he's got going on there. I feel like throwing the pads on and going out and run around, which is not probably a wise choice for me. But anyway, he does a good job motivating that, and he's got a good group of kids here that he's been working with, in one way or the other since about May, trying to build their 5 pillars, trying to get them to work and buy into the program, which I think he's done. I mean, the numbers aren't great, but he's got a number of kids here that are, looking pretty good. We got the coin toss going on out there. Looks like Gaylord has chose to receive. But that's kind of where we're at,
So you're looking at 10 seniors,
yes.
7 juniors, 5 sophomores being brought up to varsity, and
Yes.
3 freshmen being brought up, including starters tonight.
Yeah, 2 starters of note here from the freshman group is Keaton Abraham. That's the younger brother of the 4-year starter Connor Abraham, the center, and so we're looking for good things from him. He's going to be playing right next to his big brother on the line there. And then Connor Byram is another freshman starter who's going to be out here working. So they've got a mix of different kids here who have obviously shown some promise, and deserve the opportunity to play at this level. Of course, we have another sophomore starter, Brady Pretzloff, who started last year as a freshman and, made an impact. He was an impact player all the way through the season at tight end. He did injure himself about midway through the season, was out for a little while, but he's back tonight playing some quarterback and probably some tight end.
Now, you've known these kids, many of them, since their 8th grade, and you were involved with football with these kids.
Yep.
So have you watched them grow and develop? Anybody we're going to be particularly keying in on tonight?
Connor Abraham is always is probably my first choice all the time. He in 7th grade, he was kind of a smaller guy at the time. Kind of not sure where he wanted to go, and we put him in as a center because he's just got this vision for the field, and he plays really, really heads-up football. He's smart. He's aggressive. He's really quite fearless on the football field. Another one, Austin Vandeveer. He's coming in. He's a senior this year. He's another kid who is he's got power and passion as well. He's going to come out here and just run people over if he's given the opportunity. He'll probably play on both sides of the ball. Connor on both sides of the ball. And then another one, Jonathan Ongst. All right. I can never say enough about this kid. He's not necessarily the biggest kid you'll ever see, but in my opinion, probably one of the toughest football players I've ever seen. That's the older brother of a younger guy who's also on the team, which is Caleb Ongst. Caleb is going to be a sophomore this year. We'll probably see him taking some of the duties as quarterback.
Should be pretty exciting. We're going to take a pause. We'll be right back. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
It's almost game time, and the Feeney Ford High School football pregame show heads to the field. Calling tonight's game, here's Brian Hollenbaugh and Dave Boswood.
Well, Dave, if you had asked me on Monday if we were going to have perfect football weather, I'd say, man, it's going to feel like August. It's going to be hot and everything else. And here it is. It's a perfect, what feels like fall Friday night, a perfect night to open up football season.
Yeah, I agree, Brian. I really do. It's kind of an overcast, kind of a battleship gray, clouds, and there's a little humidity out here. There's a little bit of a breeze, but not much. It's coming, I guess, out of the southeast a little bit, but it's not going to be a real, I think, a factor in the game. But it's going to feel good for these guys down in the field. Not like we had in the past, where it's 87 degrees.
Well, let's talk a little bit about the team that's come to town tonight to face the Gaylord Blue Devils, the Lake Fenton Blue Devils. So we're just going to make it a point to call Lake Fenton tonight, because we don't want to confuse you with the Blue Devils versus the Blue Devils tonight, but that's what we've got. Lake Fenton hasn't had a winning season in 3 years, but they returned 7 starters on each side of the ball, Dave.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, they've got a senior defensive back who's also a slot receiver named Walker Ridgway. He made the All-Metro first team last season, and that's the Flint area that we're talking about. They've also got a fullback defensive tackle named Mason Skinder, who was second team. And then they've got several honorable mentions from that All-Metro area last year, including a returning 3-year starter at quarterback that you're going to be hearing the name of, Reed Schumacher.
Yep. Yeah, well, there's no question that Lake Fenton has come here to play. They've got some talent on their team, both sides of the ball, it looks like, and they're coming out to make an early season statement against the Gaylord Blue Devils. But Gaylord's not looking to back down to anybody, right? They may not have those stats and those numbers, but they've got some people out here who are ready to play. They're gritty kids who like Coach Shimoniak said in the interview earlier, are blue collar. They're ready to work.
Well, and these kids are ready to play football. They're already running out onto the field. We're not even quite yet at kickoff, but we're about to, and both teams have come out onto the field. We've still got a couple of minutes before we even get to 7 o'clock. I have a feeling everybody's so amped up, we're going to get an early kickoff. So,
yeah, I think you're right. And if you missed it earlier, Lake Fenton will be kicking off to the Gaylord Blue Devils. The Blue Devils are going to be facing south, so they're going to be going left to right. And the
you're going to get the hang of that too, right? Left to right on your radio dial.
Yes, left to right on your radio dial.
We'll break out all the cliches for you tonight,
I hope
folks.
so. Well, it's early in the season. We got to get to it.
And Blue Devil football is underway with a kickoff deep down inside the 10-yard line. It's going to get returned back to the 15, coming up to the 20, still on his feet. All the way to the 27-yard line is Loudon Stradling on the return.
Yeah, he watched that right into his hands, Brian. He got a good look at it, and he took off. He didn't have as much blocking, I think, that he would have liked to have had to get around the outside and get down the field. But it was a solid return, and, no mistakes, right? That's always a great way to start to get those jitters out of the way.
Hold on to the ball. So here we go. We get a chance to see the Gaylord Blue Devils coming out on offense for the first time this season, and we're going to get a look at Caleb Ongst as the starting quarterback, the young sophomore, going to take the opening snap of this season for the Blue Devil offense. We've got 3 others in the backfield with him. Let's see what they do here. They're going to hand it off, going to take it right up the middle. Nice, good carry there before he's upended is number 14, Austin Vanderveer.
Yeah, I would expect to see Austin get several carries tonight. He's a strong kid. He runs downhill, like we say, but a lot of power down there. Probably one of the strongest kids in this school and probably in many schools, but that kid can really get it done.
So Vanderveer gets his first carry of the new season, and he picks up a few yards. It brings up a 2nd and 6. The ball's on the 32-yard line for the Blue Devils. Blue Devils in the blue jerseys and blue pants, of course, with gold lettering, while Lake Fenton, white jerseys, blue pants. Both teams are the Blue Devils, so we'll just stick with the Gaylord Blue Devils on this one.
Flag.
And a yellow hanky on the field. Handed it off to Vanderveer. He didn't get too far anyway, but let's see if it comes back. Some movement on the line, perhaps.
Yeah, we'll see what we got here, Brian. But Vanderveer was following. He was following the lead blocking there by number 37, Braden Gotro, who's kind of working the fullback job in that power eye.
All right, so let's see what they're going to do here. It is going to be against the Blue Devils. That's going to back them up a few. Still going to be second, but much longer than that 6 that they had. They were in a good position.
A little first game jitters on the line there. Got a little movement.
So they're going to back it up 5. Going to bring up a 2nd and 11 now. Ball at the 27. That first play of the series looked really good, though. If you can get that kind of movement on the offensive line, it's going to be a good game for the Blue Devils.
Which one?
The Gaylord Blue Devils.
Sorry, Brian.
We're not going to call the other team the Blue Devils. We don't want to confuse everybody.
Exactly.
All right, so here we
look.
go. Unks takes the snap. He's going to hand it off. It's a ball on the ground, fumbled, but it's scooped back up. Looks like it might be Braden Goutreau on the carry. He lost a handle on it. It bounced right back into his arms.
Yeah, that was number 37, Braden Goutreau. Yes, he did. It did hit the ground, popped right back up. He's like, whoa, you don't want to get it on the ground. So we have a flag, and you don't ever want to follow a flag up by a fumble, right? So at least he recovered it and got maybe a yard or two there.
Well, there's another flag on the field, but that's going to go in the favor of the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Yes, so Lake Fenton's going to back up here a little bit. Again, decent blocking on the offensive line out there, Brian. They're doing a good job. They're opening up some space there to allow them to kind of grind through, but they're going to really have to kind of get it together here if we want to get some bigger yards. We can't rely on penalties to advance the ball, and we certainly have to hold on to the ball.
A nice 10-yard penalty in favor of the Gaylord Blue Devils brings the ball up to the 45-yard line now, and they'll get a new set of downs. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 45. Unks comes up, scans the defense, looks across it, takes a snap. He's going to hand it off to Vanderveer. He's going to scoot out past one. He's off to his left, slips. His feet went under him, but there's another hanky on the field. You got to think that might go against the defense as well.
Yeah, there was a good lead block, again, by number 37, Braden Goutreau for Vanderveer. The handoff was there. Not a lot of trickery there. They didn't hide anything from anybody on the defense. So he just needed to get to that outside. He had to kick it to the outside a little bit.
Nope, they're going to bring that back against Gaylord on that one, and it's going to bring it down to the 32. So I thought it might have been a late hit on defense, but no, instead it looks like it was a hold against the offense. So back it goes. So it's going to bring up a 1st and 23. So let's see what the Blue Devils do here. Everything so far we're seeing has been on the ground for Gaylord. That's what we expect much of this season. So here we go. Man in motion. Oh, there's going to be some movement on the line.
Again.
That is a legal procedure. Going to back that one up even more. So obviously that's not going to make the coach happy.
No, it never does. And so the Blue Devils, the Gaylord Blue Devils, are going to have to settle down a little bit because we don't want the story of this game to be, penalty after penalty.
Well, yeah, and 1st and 28 is what we're looking at right now with 9:33 to go in this opening quarter of the opening game of this 2021 high school football season. We appreciate you tuning in to Eagle1015.com, where we're now pleased to bring you video streaming as well as audio streaming. So you're now able to watch the game from your home or your smartphone or whatever the case may be.
Creates a problem for us. We can't make as many mistakes.
Well, there's that, and we want to stay off the camera too.
Absolutely.
So. All right, here we go. 1st and 28. Caleb takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to Vanderveer. He's going to make his way around the left, has a hole, finds his way around, still on his feet, makes his way across the 35 before he's finally brought down.
Oh, where are we at here? Yeah, a little post-play activity out there, but nothing called.
A little chippy.
Yep. So the runner 14, he was brought down by number 57, which is senior captain Max Munzer by Lake Fenton.
So a good run by Austin Vanderveer. He's been getting the ball quite a bit. It's he and Braden Goutreau.
Yep.
Goutreau, of course, had that lucky bounce on the fumble, went right back into his arms.
Yeah, and he's going to be penalized, I suspect, by the coach for a little while before they say, all right, we're going to let you try that again.
So it's 2nd and 20 now, ball on the 35-yard line. Blue Devils have moved it around a little bit, but been called back on penalties, and so let's see what they do here. After the 8-yard gain by Vanderveer, power I formation. Going to hand it off to Vanderveer again. Austin's going to stick his head down, still on his feet, across the 40 and to the 39 before his feet go out from under him, but he was scraping for every yard he could get.
Yeah, he did. And again, there's not a lot of surprises from the Blue Devils, the Gaylord Blue Devils so far. They know where it's probably going to go, and they know who's probably going to get the ball. So, they kind of spread it out a little bit with your wide receivers out there. But, again, we're going to have to do something a little bit different, I think, or maybe at least bring it to the other side once or twice to kind of open things up.
So it's 3rd and 14 now. Ball is on the 41-yard line. Now is where the Blue Devils have got some work to do. You could call this 2-down territory. So here we go. Pitch out. Vanderveer looking, trying to stretch the field out to find a gap. Doesn't find anything. He's going to get wrapped up by 3 white jerseys. And the Lake Fenton Blue Devils put an end to this drive for the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Yeah, that tackle was number 28, Jack Conley, who kind of made the initial wrap up there on him. So he was able to get to the outside, but just couldn't turn it upfield. They had a defender right there. So we were kind of either missed a block on the inside, and I didn't see it. But we can check that out later on, I suppose. But just not going to be good enough for that first down. And I think the penalties have really hurt us.
All right, first series jitters. Get them out of the way. Let's see who's going to be the punter for this year's Blue Devils. It looks like it's going to be number 53, who's not on our roster.
Yeah, and I don't know who that is.
So we'll get some help from the coaches here. So already the first game, and we've got a jersey that's not on the roster.
Who's 53? He's not on the roster.
A little bit of a punt here. Not going to, well, it's going to take a couple of bounces. It is going to get returned inside the 23, down to about the 34 before number 11 from Lake Fenton. Dalton Decker is wrapped up by the Blue Devils on the return.
Connor, thank you. Okay, so we found out Connor Byram is wearing number 53, although on the roster he's 88.
So when we see
changed.
53, so they got the freshman out as the punter.
Yes, they do, yep. So that's Connor Byram. So he's looking at 53. I did see an 88 out there earlier, so I'm not sure who's actually wearing that number because it's not apparently Connor Byram, but that's who the punter was.
So here we go. Lake Fenton comes out for their first offensive series. They're led by 3-year starting quarterback Reed Schumacher. You'll hear his name and number 14 quite a bit. Actually, Schumacher is going to be
wrap him up.
Well, number 21 gets the carry, Nolan Schrader. Schumacher's going to be in the backfield with Dalton Decker as well.
That was number 82, Colt Dexter, who had the tackle on that one, Brian.
So a 3-yard gain for Lake Fenton in their opening offensive series. Ball on the 37-yard line. Shotgun formation for Schumacher. Man in motion is Decker. And the defense got a little antsy there. Looks like Riley Hush is going to get called for offside.
Yeah, he kind of went up there, tapped the lineman, say, hey, move over, I'm going. And he was trying to time that snap a little bit, which, I mean, you want to try and time the snap a little bit, but rule number 1 on defense is always watch the ball, right?
Exactly. It's 2nd and 2 now for Lake Fenton after the 5-yard gimme there. Again, a little pregame jitters. First time the defense has been out on the field tonight for the Blue Devils. So let's see what happens. Looks like Lake Fenton likes to be in the shotgun formation. They do sling it around a little bit more than the Blue Devils do. That time it's a handoff to number 21. He breaks 2 tackles, finds a hole, makes his way out to the 40-yard line. That's going to be Nolan Schrader on the carry for Lake Fenton.
Sorry about that. I had to adjust the camera. This is new, all right? So it's new. I have to make the movements with the camera here, and I didn't do that. And I was told right away, hey, move the camera.
Somebody got on you really quick, cameraman.
Yep.
So it's a 1st and 10, ball on the 41-yard line inside Blue Devil territory is Lake Fenton. 4:56 to go, opening quarter. Welcome to Eagle1015.com. Schumacher's going to roll out. He's going to tuck it in, and he's going to get wrapped up by, oh, no, don't make that a late hit. Nope. It's still inbounds. No hanky on it. Officials right on top of it. It looked like it could have been a late hit, but not. No Blue Devil called on that one.
No, we had 3 Blue Devils, Gaylord Blue Devils in there. We had some Connor Abraham in there. We had number 69, Lane Thompson. He's got a brother out there playing as well, Gabriel Thompson. But so
lots of 2 on the carry.
Yeah, that's good.
So Schumacher had nowhere to go, was rolling out to his left, trying to look downfield to connect a pass, and had nobody to throw to. Now he is going to look downfield. Now he's going to tuck it in. He's going to use his wheels, looking to find his way around. Does get a block. He's still on his feet, looking for the first down marker, and he's got it. No flags on the field, so that one's going to stick. For Lake Fenton, it's a first down. You get to see the feet of Reed Schumacher. He just allowed everything to develop out in the field, and then he took off running.
Yeah, that's his experience is showing right there, right? So he got outside, he saw the play wasn't there, let it kind of fold around him, took off downfield. He got kind of stopped. Number 44 was there to kind of shadow him a little bit, but then he read that he had another player on the right side, so he went around him. The Gaylord Blue Devils didn't have anybody break away from their blocks in the secondary and come up and make a
Well,
tackle.
Brady Pretzlaff was looking like he thought the quarterback was going to come
Right.
to him. Schumacher waited for his blocker to get into position and then went right around him.
Yep.
So
Yeah, well
smart
played.
heads-up play there. Ball's going to be on the ground on this one. It looks like number 24.
Ball.
Ball's on the ground now. Blue Devils say they have it.
They do.
Lucas Storm got the carry. Ball got stripped out. Vanderveer comes up with the turnover. Austin Vanderveer.
Okay, so that's the kind of stuff that you're looking for from your defense, right? Bend, not break kind of thing, if you want to go that route. But they did a nice job staying on the ball. Storm came around. He kind of wasn't able to hold on to the ball, slipped out. Vanderveer was there, heads up, dove on the ball, recovered the ball for the Blue Devils. But they haven't moved anything yet, so I'm not sure what's going on here. They're saying he's down, I guess, right?
All right, so they're going to say he was down, so no turnover on that, but a good defensive play by the Gaylord Blue Devils. So it brings up a 2nd and 7, ball in the 27. Schumacher looking to throw it downfield. He does. Fires across the middle, has an open man, and a touchdown. He connects with Dalton Decker for a 27-yard touchdown, and just like that, Decker got back in behind the defense, defenders in front of him, and a nice little pitch and catch there between Schumacher to Decker, and it ends up in our first score of the ball game.
Yeah, the Gaylord Blue Devils had some people in position, but they weren't able to close quickly enough. There was a little bit of a seam. That experienced quarterback was able to just throw the ball down over the head, got him into position, and that was a touchdown for number 11.
So in comes number 10, Ashton Hunter, for the extra point. It goes up. It's good, and our score with 3:53 to go in this opening quarter. Lake Fenton strikes first. It's 7-0 over the Gaylord Blue Devils. We'll be right back. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Snethkamp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that we have new Ram trucks and Jeeps in stock and more arriving daily. During the Make This the Summer sales event, trade-in values have never been better. So if you want out of your current lease or just want to take advantage of the current market, stop in today and let us show you just how much your vehicle is worth. Snethkamp of Gaylord, different name, same great experiences. Exit 282 off I-75 in Gaylord, or 24 hours a day at snethcampgaylord.com.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
It's Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood in the studios. Nope, nobody. We're here at our own studios, and you can look and watch us at Eagle1015.com, where we are streaming both audio and video. 3:53 to go in this opening quarter. Gaylord Blue Devils trail the Lake Fenton Blue Devils 7-0, as Lake Fenton will kick off now. Nice deep kick. It's not going to get returned. Through the end zone it goes. The Blue Devils will come out.
That was a solid kick by number 10. Who is that? Ashton Hunter. So that first series is over. All right. They didn't do exactly what they wanted to offensively, and they were doing well defensively. They had that potential turnover. They were called it down by, I suppose, just called it down. So we weren't able to capitalize on that turnover. A long pass to number 11 ends up for a touchdown for Lake Fenton. So now the pressure's on the Blue Devils to perform on this series.
Well, here we go. First series jitters should be over with now. Let's see what they can do. I liked what they came out with the ball control. Using Austin Vanderveer. He wasn't afraid to put his helmet down and find some holes in there, and he successfully had a couple of really nice runs. So here we go again. Caleb Ungst over center, the sophomore. Looks like he's going to be our starting quarterback this season for the Blue Devils. He's going to hand it off again. Let's see who comes through the middle here. It's number 5, which is Gavin Freeman. The senior gets it. Smallest guy in the field, but he's quick.
He is, and more than that, he's a football player, right? He just is. Stature is not a thing when it comes to Gavin Freeman. He'll get downfield. He'll move in and out. He can catch the ball. He can run the ball. He can play quarterback if you need him to. He's kind of the all-around football player out there on this field, in my opinion. That was a nice run by Gavin Freeman.
So here we go. Blue Devils showing 2 receivers off to the left. Still going to run it right up the middle with Freeman. He's going to gain a couple more yards on that. Going to bring up about a third and maybe a long 2. Nope. Let's see. 3rd down and 1. So they gave him a little extra on that one.
Yeah, that was a little favorable for the Gaylord Blue Devils. I like that. It's 3rd and 1. So far we're controlling the ball pretty well on this drive.
So now they're going to go with the power I formation. You got to think they're going to probably hand it off to Vanderveer, let him try to get that 1 yard and keep the drive alive. 3rd and 1, ball at the 29, 2:38 to go, and they are indeed going to hand it to Vanderveer. Sticks his nose down, but it doesn't look like he's got anywhere to go in that. I think it's going to be short, and I think it's going to bring up a 4th and short. So if you're DJ Shimoniak, how much faith do you put in your offensive line right now?
Well, if I'm DJ, I'm saying go for it. You're a half a yard. We need a first down. We need to get some momentum going, and I think that's what they're going to do. You've got to prove to the kids that everything you've been talking about all preseason long is true, that if you work hard, you're going to have success. And so this is their opportunity to work a little harder than the Lake Fenton guys and make something happen.
So here we go, 4th and a half yard, ball on the 29-yard line. 1:55 to go. They're going to stack up that line. Let's see what they do. Lake Fenton's in the box as well. It's about muscle. Quarterback, keeper, and he goes right up the middle. Not only does he get the first down, he picks up 3 more to boot. Good run there by Caleb Ungst.
It was a good run by Caleb, and I think it was the right play by Coach Shimoniak. You have to have faith in the program that you're preaching, and I think they just demonstrated that they have the ability to get that half a yard, that 1 yard, and build some momentum after that not-so-successful first drive.
Well, it's a new set of downs for the Gaylord Blue Devils. 1st and 10, ball on the 35-yard line. We're down to a minute and a half to go in this opening quarter. They trail by a score of 7-0 right now. So here we go again. Caleb's going to take it. He's going to hand it off to Austin Vanderveer. He's got a hole, sticks his nose down, picks up a nice, probably about a 5 or maybe 6-yard gain.
Yeah, he was down. I thought that might have looked like a potential late hit there from the Lake Fenton guys, but nothing called there, so no foul, no harm, no big deal.
So they're going to give him 6 yards on the carry. Nice headsy run.
Yep, good blocking up front, good lead block through the line there. And I see, what do we got, number 11 and number 34 out there in
so
front of them.
Ty Benzinger in the backfield as well, along with Riley Hush. So let's see what they do here. They're going to hand it off again. It goes into Vanderveer, but he only gets maybe a yard, 2 at the most.
Yeah, they're going to. There's a flag on the field as well.
So let's see what the guys in the black and white stripes have to say about this.
Well, number 50 for Lake Fenton is clapping his hands there. He seems to be pretty excited because it's going to go against the Gaylord Blue Devils.
It is indeed going to back up the Blue Devils on this one.
Yeah, unfortunately.
A 10-yard variety on that? No. It's going to be a 15-yard variety.
Wow.
So an illegal block is what I think I'm hearing.
Yep.
So now instead of a 2nd and 4, back her up to a 2nd and 19.
Okay, so now we had to have some serious blocking up front, and the lead blockers from the fullbacks there to really give Austin Vanderveer an opportunity to get downfield and get that first down.
So clock runs, 32 seconds to go in this opening quarter. Let's see what the Blue Devils decide to do. It's been a ground game entirely for Gaylord. Unk's going to keep it himself. He's going to go right up the middle. Good little quarterback keeper.
Oh. Yeah, and I think with Caleb, you can rely on him to do that. These Onks boys are gritty. They play hard. They're not afraid to get their nose in there and move down the field. So that was a good play. It would have been nice to get, about 19 yards on that one, but we didn't get it, so that's okay. 3rd down.
So when we come back, Blue Devils will have the ball, but that's the end of our first quarter, and after 12 minutes of play, our score here, Lake Fenton 7, Gaylord 0. We'll come back with your second quarter. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice, cold, Slurpee, or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
So after one quarter of play, our score here, Lake Fenton 7, Gaylord 0. So the home team trails after one quarter. But, we saw some good things in that opening quarter with, being able to move the ball down. But some mental errors, namely penalties, have held this Blue Devil offense back.
Well, we're going to have to deal with some inexperience, right? So we got a first-year head coach and coaching staff. We've got some young kids who last year were playing 8th grade football, and now they're playing varsity football, right? So it's going to be there's a big learning curve here for everybody.
So the Blue Devils will open up this second quarter with a 3rd and 12, the ball on their own 33. Couple of score updates. Pickford currently leads Gaylord St. Mary by a score of 8-0, still midway through the first quarter there. And East Jordan leads Johannesburg Lewiston by a score of 6-0, and they're midway in the first quarter as well. So a couple of area games going on as well. There's going to be a flag on that one. And even though Vanderbilt put his head down, somebody stripped the ball away from him, but he's saying he was down. But I have a feeling that yellow hanky is going to take control of everything else.
Yeah. It doesn't matter what happened after that. There's a penalty, another penalty, and if I'm counting, that's penalty number 6 for the Blue Devils.
I'm sure that there's a coach on the sidelines that's counting as well.
Yeah, and I think they're over here right next to me. I'll have to take a look at their stat sheet.
So this is not good.
4th down there. This is.
So they're saying 4th and 8.
Yeah.
But that's not right. So the scoreboard hasn't caught up yet. So it's 4th and long. They're going to punt it away now. So Connor Byram comes in to punt the ball away.
Timeout.
There's going to be a timeout on the field. We'll keep it here right now and thank some of our sponsors, Dave. We couldn't do this without the support of people like Builders First Source. See it, build it, live it. The Builders and Homeowners Source on North Center Street in Gaylord. And, of course, Real Estate One up north. Whether you're looking to buy or sell real estate, no one knows the Lewiston area better than Real Estate One up north. And Bob's Modern Homes, assisting families achieve their new home dreams. See their current models online at bobsmodernhomes.com. 11:45 to go, second quarter. The Gaylord Blue Devils at home trail Lake Fenton, also the Blue Devils, by a score of 7-0.
So we're set up to punt, Brian. Connor Byram is out there. He's going to use that big leg of his to get the ball downfield. Maybe we get down there and make a nice tackle, strip the ball, turn it over. We need to do something over here. And then if not, we let the defense go to work and do what they do.
So Connor Byram goes to punt it. Nice high punt. Doesn't go very long. It's going to get recovered at the 30 and returned across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Nice return there. A couple of defenders overshotting. They were trying to strip the ball. And number 56 there, Gavin Teffner, returned it.
Yeah, the Gaylord Blue Devils had a shooter down there, almost in position, but the Lake Fenton Blue Devils had a defender there as well, so he wasn't able to get in there and strip the ball away or maybe make a successful tackle. But that's going to put the Gaylord Blue Devils on the field on defense, and they're going to be looking to do something pretty serious here.
So, second offensive series for Lake Fenton. On their opening series, they took the ball down, ended up having a 27-yard pitch and catch with a quarterback to his receiver after a couple of big runs by the quarterback himself. So Reed Schumacher is that quarterback for Lake Fenton. He's in the shotgun. He's going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off.
There you go, ball.
Ball's on the ground, and Lake Fenton's going to come back up with it.
So that was some great defensive action by the Gaylord Blue Devils. They had the pressure on. They read the play nicely. They got a hand in there, knocked the ball out. Gaylord was not able to recover that. Lake Fenton, however, did, but that's a loss.
Braden Gautreau on that. He knocked that ball out, but Lake Fenton, luckily for them, they came back up with it. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 13 on their own 41.
So across the front there, we have Gautreau down. We have 82 Cole Dexter out there. We have Vanderveer on the other side, Connor Abraham on the far side of the field, and Lane Thompson.
2nd and 13. Schumacher looking downfield.
Pressure,
He's going to get
down.
wrapped up, and that is a great defensive number 55 there for the Blue Devils. Connor Abraham gets his first sack of the new season.
Nicely done. That was the kind of pressure that you expect to see from a Gaylord Blue Devil defense. They got the power up there. They got people running into the backfield, blowing through that offensive line and making a nice tackle
A much
for
better
loss.
defensive series for these Gaylord
Yes.
Blue Devils. It brings up a 3rd and 22 now. But now let's see, because we've seen that when the quarterback gets a little bit of time, which he did not have on that last one, but he's also able to use his feet.
Yes.
So he allows, if he's given time, he allows everything to kind of set itself up, and then he's got an open field to run through. So let's see if they do that on this one. 3rd and 22, 10:01 to go before the half. Ball on the 32-yard line. Lake Fenton with the ball. Schumacher takes a snap. He's looking downfield, rolls to his right, tucks it in. He's going to try to pick up some yardage there. Doesn't get too much. He's going to get wrapped up there by number 82 for the Blue Devils. That's Cole Dexter on the tackle.
Yeah, and he got helped out by number 6, Gabriel Thompson, coming from that safety or the corner position. He read the play well, came up there and made a tackle as well, helped out and brings up that 4th down. That was a good play because I was a little worried because he did have a little bit of time. He was getting to the outside and he was reading it pretty well, so they did a nice job covering that.
I think he tucked it in a little quick, and that kind of, gave the defense like, okay, he's not going to pass it. Let's close in on him now. So a good job there by the Blue Devil defense. Brings up a 4th and 20. So now, like to get there, it's going to fall dead at the 31-yard line. And that's where the Blue Devils will come out for their 3rd offensive series. Whoa, we got a flag on that.
Yeah, these are late flags. We have 2 late flags that came in back here towards the I don't know what they saw. I didn't see anybody.
Well, I did. I saw it. Well, I didn't see what happened, but I saw Lane Thompson there holding his hands up to the official like, come on, what did I do?
Well,
and that's usually the first sign of you're the one.
Yeah. Well, Lane is a super aggressive player. He's fearless out there. He will grind it out with anybody. And I don't know exactly what happened there. Just he was aggressive. But either way, the Blue Devils have decent field position. A good place to work from, and hopefully we can put together a drive offensively like the defense played on that last series because they played really well.
So let's see what we got going out here. It's a good night for football, too.
Well, that had to be against Lake Fenton because...
So it was against Lake Fenton, so the Blue Devils. So it wasn't Lane.
That's good.
He was like, oh, what was it?
Hey, aren't you going to call that? I think that's what it was. Aren't you going to call that? Well, he got the call.
He got the call. So the Blue Devils will start on their own 41-yard line. Power I formation. Ungst over center. He's going to hand it off to his fullback.
Gotro.
Gotro's going to pick up about 5 yards on the carry. Nice little heads down run right up through the gap.
Yeah, coach said, hey, are you going to hold the ball this time? He's like, I got it back last time. But away he ran. Nice job, Brady.
He ran the way it was written on the chalkboard.
Yes. Yeah. Get the ball in your hands, keep your shoulders down, your head up, and drive your legs and get those 5 or 6 yards.
Coaches will be happy to get 5-yard gains every time.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So it's 2nd and 5. Ball on the 49-yard line. First time the Gaylord Blue Devils have been inside Lake Fenton territory here. Unk's going to hand it off again. It's going to go off to the left side to Austin Vanderveer. Maybe a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, helmet off by for number 5 with Lake Fenton, so he's going to have to go off. So that'll bring somebody in to substitute for him on defense. But it was a decent run. Gotro went to the left on that. I don't know if Vanderveer was supposed to follow in that block or if that was just supposed to be a deception block and allow him to get up there, but I think he should have followed.
So it's 3rd and 3 for the Blue Devils, 7:47 to go. Ball on the 47-yard line in Lake Fenton territory. Let's see what they do. They need a first down and keep this drive alive. Here it goes, Gavin Freeman on it. He's going to get wrapped up, going to be a little short of the first down marker by probably 1.5 yards. Going to bring up a 4th, but it's going to be a long 1.5 yards, Dave.
Yeah, so this is a tough one. Like, when you're a yard or a half a yard, I think then you go for it. You say, let's give it a shot. They've gotten, 3 yards, 5 yards, so I think it's worth going for it. And, again, the field position's good enough to where if they have to go on defense again here, that's okay.
I would agree with you. So it's going to be a 4th and a short 2 is what they're putting up on the scoreboard with 7:07 to go. Ball on the 46-yard line. And this is the kind of grit. This is the kind of thing that makes you feel good. It's going to be a quarterback keeper. It is, but Unks is going to get wrapped up. His second effort brings it close.
Ooh, it is really close.
But I think he's still going to be short. Maybe they'll bring the chains out, or maybe they'll just say he's a half yard short.
Well, he put it back across the line, so they're gonna turn it over.
So it's going to be a turnover on downs, but you know what? It was a good effort. He made a good second effort. He was stopped at the line, and he made a second lunge, but still just not enough to be able to get the first down. So Lake Fenton will come out, ball on the 45-yard line. They'll get a set of downs with 6:51 to go.
So he just placed the ball on the other side of the 45-yard line. When they placed it to mark the failure of the drive, it was on the south side of the 45. Had it been there the first time, it would have been a first down. So I'm not sure how that works out, but it's Lake Fenton's
semantics,
ball.
Dave. It's semantics.
I know, but it's Lake Fenton's ball.
So let's see what Lake Fenton does. They're going to hand it off. It's going to go right up to middle, number 24. Lucas Storm on the carry. He's going to pick up about 3 before he's brought down. And at the bottom of the pile, Connor Abraham.
Yeah, we will see Connor at the bottom of a lot of those piles, I suspect, this season. But, there's a good stop by the defense, but too many yards, because like you said in the last series there, a coach will take 3 to 4 or 5 yards every time.
And they give him 4 yards on that carry. Does Lucas Storm?
So they're going to, try a little bit of that, pound it and see what breaks free.
Well, I got to think, though, at some point in time, you're probably going to see some play action going on with this team, though.
Yeah, I would think so, because he could throw the ball.
So this time they're going to give it to Storm, and this time the defense closes in on him. He's going to lose all 4 of those yards he just gained.
So Pretzloff was in there along with number 55, Connor Abraham. Pretzloff, Abraham wrapped him up nicely. Pretzloff was, doing the heads-up thing, trying to strip that ball out. Wasn't able to get it all the way out, but that was a good defensive play.
Good defensive play there by the Gaylord Blue Devils. Brings up a 3rd and 10, and this is what you've got to love if you're a defensive coordinator. You're watching your team stall this team, because on the opening drive, they just kind of made it look effortlessly. They came down, and they scored on a nice pitch and catch. Since then, Lake Fenton really hasn't been able to do anything. So it's 3rd and 10, ball at the 45, 5:27 to go before the half. Schumacher's going to fumble the ball, and he's going to get sacked. Nice job there. Number 6 for the Blue Devils, Gabriel Thompson, gets his first sack of the season.
And that's the other half of the Thompson brothers. I wouldn't call them the Thompson twins, although I can't help myself. I date myself a little bit.
Yeah, but they're not going to even know who those.
No, they won't. But anyway, that was a great play by Gabe Thompson. And I can't say enough about those 2 young gentlemen. They do a nice job both on the field and off the field.
So Loudon Stradling's going to get a chance to return a punt now as it's 4th and 20. And, of course, here goes the punt. Line drive punt. That's not going to get returned by anybody. It's going to roll down inside the 30, still rolling down to about the 25, and that's where it's going to come to an end. So the Blue Devils will come out on offense with the ball on their own 25-yard line and 4 minutes and 36 seconds to put together a drive to tie this ball game up.
Yeah, and, if they can, maintain, right, those blocks up front and, that's going to be Vanderveer, most assuredly, or, Gotro, follow those blocks up and not have any penalties. The penalties are what I think has really been a factor for the Blue Devils.
Well, you're absolutely right. There have been a lot of penalties, a lot of mental mistakes there that have kept these guys, from being able to really put together a sustained drive. So let's see what they do. Ball on the 25-yard line. Unk's going to hand it off to Austin Vanderveer. He's not going to get too much, still on his feet. Might even lose a yard on that one. The defense just collapsed in.
Yeah, they did. I mean, there's no surprise. They know who's likely to get the ball. So that puts a lot of pressure on the boys up front to do their job, right? You got to have that blocking, and you got to sustain those blocks all the way to the whistle and keep those holes opened up for him to run through.
So Vanderveer trots off. Freeman trots in. Freeman's had a couple of good little carries so far this season already in the first half with 4 minutes to go before the halftime. Let's see if they give it to Gavin. See if he finds a hole. They are going to pitch it to him. He's looking for a hole, finds one. Legs get taken out from under him, but he picks up probably 3 on the carry.
Yeah, and he had 2 nice lead blockers out there flowing to the outside. He chose to cut it back up inside. There was a little bit of a gap there. It just didn't have the acceleration to get to the next level. I don't know if that was a good opportunity to stay to the outside and follow that block. Probably so, but a lot of times, coach is going to say, hey, you know what? If that opportunity is there, get upfield as soon as possible. So I think he made a heads-up choice there.
Clock continues to tick down to 3:21. This works against the Blue Devils.
Yes.
They're a ball control offense. They break off little pieces at a time. They're not a big explosive offense. And so this, when you start looking at 3 minutes to go before the half, there's got to be a sense of urgency here. What are you going to do? And, of course, you're going to turn around and you're going to get sacked on a blitz by Lake Fenton. Caleb Ungst had nowhere to go.
No, and that was probably some heads-up defensive coordination over there for the Lake Fenton Blue Devils, because they're kind of expecting him to kind of drive it up the middle, not that little pass that he was attempting to do right there. And if you're going to continue to drive it like that, you got to drop back and get some space between you and that line.
So it's now 4th and 9. You're deep inside your own territory at the 26. So you bring out Connor Byram to try to drive Lake Fenton as far back as he possibly can with 2 minutes and 26 seconds to go before the half. High punt. It's not going to go far, and it's going to get fielded, but he's going to get stuck by Austin Vanderveer the minute he catches it. But a flag down as well. Did he give him enough space?
They're going to say no, I suspect, but he had the ball in his arms. He caught the ball, and then he was just there to make the tackle, and it was a good tackle.
Well, let's see. Is that what they're going to say?
Hard to say.
I mean, it looked from up here like it was a good tackle, and Austin gave him enough space to catch it, because he did catch it and looked like he was about to take one step forward when he was hit.
Right.
But that's not likely the way the officials see it, and they don't. And so they're going to mark it off against the Blue Devils. And you've got to think, as we watch this thing get repositioned all the way down to the 37-yard line, you think that that's got to embolden Lake Fenton right now, who has shown that very quickly they can move it down the field through their passing game, as well as the play action where the quarterback just uses his feet.
Yeah, and you're relying on the defense to do their job if you're the Gaylord Blue Devils, like they have the last couple of drives. But I think Lake Fenton, like you said, has a couple of extra gears to use and a couple extra weapons.
Well, I got to think, if you're the Gaylord Blue Devils, if you get out of this at halftime only trailing by 7, you got to feel pretty good.
I agree.
Schumacher's going to throw it up in the air. He's got a man.
Oh. Yep.
No flags on it. Good defensive backfield play by the Blue Devils there. Looks like number 18, Ryland Borowiak, on the defense.
Yeah, he was right there. He read it all the way. He kept his eye on his receiver, and he kind of turned at just the right time. There was no way for him to get that ball. Number 7 for Lake Fenton needed to put a little bit more air under there, try and get it over his head. But either way, good defensive play.
Good defensive play there, because the receiver had him beat by a step and a half.
Yes.
And if he had just gotten up a little more, it would have been a pitch and a catch. But good defensive play there by Borowiak. So 2:09 to go before the half. Gaylord Blue Devils trail the Lake Fenton Blue Devils by a score of 7-0. But Lake Fenton on the move. 2nd and 10, ball on the 37 with 2:09 to go before the half. And it looks like we're going to get... That's going to more than likely go against the offense, you would think.
I would think so, although, 34, he was right there, Riley Hush, getting ready to blitz. So, did he move and then he jumped across? But that's what they're going to call. So it's going to be movement against Lake Fenton.
Lake Fenton's going to get backed up on that. A good thing for the Gaylord Blue Devils. And again, as I was saying, if you go into the half and your score is 7-0, you got to feel really good.
Sure, absolutely, and then you can kind of clean up some of the things that you
It's still anyone's ball game.
Absolutely.
But to the counter of that, with 2 minutes and 8 seconds to go, if you go in trailing 14-0, you have to make some immediate changes.
Yes, you do.
So here we go. 2nd and 5, ball on the 43. Let's see what Lake Fenton does. They're going to hand it off to Storm. He's going to work his way up the middle before he's finally wrapped up by number 34. Looks like Riley Hush on the tackle there for the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Yeah, you had Riley Hush in there along with Vanderveer, number 14, to kind of help support that tackle, which is what they absolutely needed. So not a ton of yards.
Brings it back across the original line of scrimmage. Now it's about a 3rd and 10 for Lake Fenton.
Defense is doing their job. They're holding things up.
So you got to think, if you're Lake Fenton, this is full 4-down territory.
Yes, full 4-down territory, or you're looking to see if you can get your kicker out there.
Quick hitch pass there. It's completed to number 9. He's got some room, and he's going to chew up some of that shortfall.
Ty Benzinger in there on the tackle, number 11. He read that, and he's aggressive. he's not afraid to get in there and make a stick. Or
So
make a
Luke
play.
Simmons comes down with the catch, picks up 9 yards on it, brings it up to a 4th and 1.
Yeah, but they got to change the marker on the far side. They got first down. Okay, there we go. They fixed it.
So it's 4th and 1, ball on the 28 with 1:07, and the clock continues to tick. So let's see what they do here to try to keep the drive alive. Oh, they draw the Blue Devils off. Just a little too anxious was number 69 for the Blue Devils, Lane Thompson. So he was leaning forward, trying to time it out, and he just kind of fell forward with it.
Yep.
And that's an easy 5.
It is. And, again, discipline is key, right? I said it already. I'll say it again. Rule number 1 when you're on defense is watch the ball. You want aggressive players, and you want to try to time it a little bit, but man, you're this close to the end zone, you've got to be ready to watch the ball.
Clock continues to run, down to 45 seconds to go before the half. It's 1st and 10 now for Lake Fenton. They're going to keep it on the ground, though. Storm tries to find a hole. He does. He breaks one tackle before he's finally dragged down by Riley Hush.
Good job, Riley. Way to be aggressive. Way to stay in there. Too many yards, though. We want to kind of hold them back. Now we got a little battle here between the 33.9 seconds on the clock and, some timeouts. So
we got a timeout on the field. We'll keep it right here and thank some more of our sponsors here, Dave. Folks like Johnson Propane. While the game heats up, Johnson Propane is heating your home. Also, Sneth Camp, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram. You can enjoy stress-free car shopping, auto financing, and service at Sneth Camp, Chrysler, Jeep, Dodge, Ram, and Gaylord. And, of course, with 33.9 ticks to go before the half, now more than ever, if you get out of this only trailing by 7, you're feeling really good, like you've dodged a bullet, because you've actually given your opponent, they've got a 2nd and 2 with the ball on the 15-yard line, but what's amazing is they've kept it on the ground. So they've been chewing up the clock, has Lake Fenton, but you got to think now they're going to take a couple of shots in the end zone.
Yeah, Lake Fenton's got one timeout left, all right? So they'll get a shot, take a timeout, and then they'll get another shot at it. And then they will likely go for the field goal, right? So, Gaylord's got to be thinking, stop this, right? Because they're going to try, I think the first shot is going to be, on the ground, kind of, because we're going to be expecting them to throw the ball. So maybe they try and do something up the middle. We'll see.
So another score update. Pickford now leading Gaylord St. Mary by a score of 16-0 with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter. And East Jordan leads the Johannesburg-Lewiston Cardinals by a score of 14-6. It's a pass across the middle. He's got his man wide open. He's going to try to make it to the corner. Does he make it to the corner of the end zone?
Nope.
He does not. Dalton Decker reached. He was wide open across the middle.
Gabriel Thompson was able to get over there and read that and, kind of adjust and kick him out of bounds. And he is down over on the sideline, number 11.
Decker. Yeah, Dalton Decker dove for the end zone, tried to reach that pylon, came up short. So, again, as I was saying, East Jordan currently leads the Johannesburg-Lewiston Cardinals by a score of 14-6 with 10:39 to go in the second quarter of that game. And, of course, Pickford leads the Snowbirds of Gaylord St. Mary by a score of 16-0, still in the first quarter. So those games running much slower than ours here.
Yeah.
We're down to 24.5 seconds to go before the half. Gaylord trails Lake Fenton by a score of 7-0 in what's been a defensive struggle and really a lot of mental errors by both teams. Now, that could be first game jitters.
Sure.
So you can chalk it up to that.
Well, and, we have younger players. We have some younger guys who are playing up. And, like I said, they're playing, middle school football last year. Now they're playing full-on varsity football.
Yeah. You've got 3 freshmen that have been moved up to this varsity squad, 2 of which are starting tonight.
Yep.
So you have 5 sophomores that are on this squad, 7 juniors, and then 10 seniors. So it is really still a very young squad, which is great because if they put together a good season, then they've got some things to really look forward to for the next couple of years.
Right. But right now the focus is preventing them crossing the goal line with 1 yard. And that's, we'll see what their goal line defense looks like. But it's tough.
So it's first and goal at the 1 with 24 seconds to go. This is about grit.
Yep.
But you've got to think that maybe a quarterback keeper is in the cards here. So here we go, right up the middle.
There you go.
Defense is going to tackle Schumacher for a loss. Great defense. Riley Hush was the first Blue Devil in there, and then got help by Connor Abraham, and looks like also Braden Gotro was in there as well. So that's going to back it up. Great defense there.
Yeah.
Still 19 seconds to go, but instead of a 2nd and 1, you've now backed him all the way up to the 9-yard line. That changes the dynamic.
It does.
But you also have to watch out for the corner of the end zone.
Absolutely. Well, and we've seen Lake Fenton throw the ball. He's got an accurate arm. He can get the ball down there. So there's a lot going on with this simple little 2nd down, right? Your guys up front have to penetrate, get in the backfield to prevent anything up the middle. You got to have your defensive backs, playing heads up, watch those receivers, and and be ready to make a play, because that you get somebody in that back corner, you sneak somebody back there because they're really being aggressive up front, and you're going to miss an opportunity. So there's a lot happening right here. This is a tough spot to be for the Blue Devils.
So here we go. So it's 2nd and 9. Ball at the 9. 19 seconds to go. Here's the thing. If you keep it on the ground, you're going to chew up a lot of clock if you're Lake Fenton.
Yep.
But if you turn around, and there they go. They're sending out 4 wide.
Yep.
Quarterback's got one other man in the backfield with him. Presumably as a blocker. No, he's going to go out as a receiver, and he's a safety valve. He's going to have it, hang on to it, and guess what? He's going to trot into the end zone, does number 5, Mason Skyner, for the touchdown. He came in there, basically just rolled out, held his hands up, little pitch and catch there. He was just a safety valve, but was left uncovered, and he just trots into the end zone for a 9-yard score.
Yep, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Like, you're going to have to cover everybody well. You're looking for that deep pass to the back corner, and then you have one guy who just kind of, waggles out there in the middle, holds up on a block, sneaks out there, wide open, and there's no one able to get back there and make that tackle. So it's another 6 for Lake Fenton.
So now Ashton Hunter comes out for the point after attempt. It gets blocked.
Nice. Gotro and Abraham on the block.
Good job there by the Blue Devil defense there. So, with 12.5 seconds to go, our score here is now Lake Fenton 13, Gaylord 0. We're going to keep it here and thank a few more sponsors, like Mama Leone's, Northern Michigan's home for authentic Italian cuisine. Mama Leone's on South Otsego in Gaylord. And Hickerson Floor and Tile House. Let Hickerson Floor and Tile House in Gaylord assist in the planning of your home interior project. Hickerson Floor and Tile House on M32, just west of Gaylord.
Never bought any flooring from Hickerson, but I'm sure they're great. But I have bought some food from Mama Leone's, and I am a big fan. I think they do a nice job down there.
Yeah? What's your favorite?
Their pizza, number 1. That's my favorite. And then they have a really nice...
I was going to say, you got teenagers in your house.
But
they can mow down some pizza.
So they're fettuccine Alfredo, and then they have this great Italian sausage that you can get on the side. You cut it all up, mix it in there. For me, it's great. Chicken parm, their veal. I mean, I've had just about everything there, I think. But I do love Mama Leone's. They're a great sponsor.
Well, there you go. All right, so here we go. Blue Devils have got 12.5 seconds to try and do something on the kickoff. It's going to be a line drive kick, but it's going to get returned, maybe, as the ball keeps bouncing around. Finally, it gets picked up, but, boy, that's going to do nothing but chew up the clock. Cameron Pierce picked it up. 7.5 seconds left is what the Blue Devils have, and I think at this point in time, you probably take a knee and bring the kids in and say, let's figure out what we need to adjust here.
Yeah, that was tough. I mean, that was. Can you get to it? Can you return it? Do you got to cover it up? You got to do something with the ball. You can't just leave it lay there. But man, they would have liked to get a return on that. But I think you're right. Let's just go take a recovery. We haven't thrown the ball yet. I don't know if this is the time to try that, deep downfield pass to try and pull something out. But we'll see what happens.
Well, let's see what they do. They don't look like they're going to go pass. It's a tight formation, and Caleb's just going to take a knee. And that's going to finish out the half. It's halftime here at Gaylord Community Field. Our score, Lake Fenton 13, the Gaylord Blue Devils 0. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, Agency, your local MEMIC agent.
Discounts and
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
Your Gaylord 7-Eleven is the perfect place to grab something cool when you're on the go. Quench your thirst with an ice, cold, Slurpee, or Big Gulp. And of course, there's always freshly brewed coffee 24/7. 7-Eleven is there for you, plus just about anything else you might need in a pinch, including snacks, grocery items, and even lottery tickets if you feel a winning streak coming on. Open 24 hours a day. They put the convenience in convenience store. Your neighborhood 7-Eleven on North Center Avenue in Gaylord.
Hey Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that we have new Ram trucks and Jeeps in stock and more arriving daily. During the Make This the Summer sales event, trade-in values have never been better. So if you want out of your current lease or just want to take advantage of the current market, stop in today and let us show you just how much your vehicle is worth. Camp of Gaylord, different name, same great experiences. Exit 282 off I-75 in Gaylord or 24 hours a day at snethcampgaylord.com.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
It's halftime here at Gaylord Community Stadium. It's Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. Our score here, Lake Fenton, the Blue Devils of Lake Fenton up 13-0 over the Gaylord Blue Devils here on a beautiful night for football, though, Dave.
Yes, it is a beautiful night for football. And, now, over the years, when Mike and I would do these broadcasts, we talk about the tree across the field that we kind of watch throughout the season as it changes colors and stuff like that. And so now people can see that tree over there if they're looking at the stream. And it's a beautiful little tree. And the other thing they get to do is check out the band, right? You can hear the band a lot of times over the microphone, but if nothing else, now you can see what the band is doing on the field. But as far as the game is concerned, yeah, you know what? 13-0 is not where the Gaylord Blue Devils wants to be right now. However, I think that it provides them an opportunity to go back in there and clean up some of the mistakes that they made in the first half and really test their grit, right? Now they got to come back. They're down a little bit, but they have the opportunity. And I think from what I saw in the first half, the ability, if they can just put a few things together, the ability to get in the end zone and clean it up a little bit.
Well, I think you're absolutely right there. I mean, we saw some really good offensive play that just got stunted because of mental errors, those yellow flags on the field, and it would bring it back. And the same thing on the defensive side. They had Lake Fenton on their heels a couple of different times, and then a penalty gave a second life, continued to chew up the clock, and then eventually Lake Fenton found themselves in a really good position and capitalized on it.
Yeah, and as far as this, the final play of that, the last half, Gaylord did a nice job. They had that great sack, in the backfield there against Lake Fenton, but they just kind of, well, pun intended, dropped the ball a little bit by leaving number 5 wide open underneath there and giving him the opportunity to just kind of really walk into the end zone. So we got to figure out who missed an assignment there and not allow that again, because certainly Lake Fenton can mix it up a little bit. We haven't seen Gaylord do anything. We saw what I guess it was an attempted pass, or maybe it was a failed handoff. I don't really know what happened there.
I think it was a failed handoff. I don't think that they're in a position where they're going to sling this ball around. It's just not. It doesn't look like it's their makeup at all. It doesn't look like there'd be something that they would feel comfortable doing.
Right.
Yet.
Right. And I agree with that, Brian. And total fan of power football. I think it's great, to grind it out. You certainly have control over tempo and you have control over the clock. if you're successful in getting first downs. I think we had one first down that was on a penalty, and then maybe one other first down. So not enough offensive success in that first half. Defensively, they did okay. It's 13 to nothing, but they had some pretty solid stuff happening on defense. And Riley Hush is quick. When he does time that out in that blitz, he gets in the backfield and he makes things happen.
Oh, absolutely. And you saw some really great defensive play by Connor Abraham and by Brady Pretzlaff. And as they got in and they closed the gap in on the quarterback. So we saw some, I would say the defense looks a little sharper than the offense right now. And so the defense is something that you can work on and say, okay, guys, this is your ball game. Shut these guys down, and we'll try to figure something out on the offensive side.
Yeah, and I think they have some weapons there if they start to utilize them. Brady Pretzlaff has great hands, and he's got size, and he's a solid tight end, right? So maybe there's some plays that they haven't used yet where they can get him into the game and catch the ball. Gavin Freeman can catch a football, right? And he's quick. So if they can get him opened up a little bit, but that takes time. And kind of what I'm seeing right now is they don't have a tremendous amount of faith in the offensive line pass blocking.
Because
I mean, seen it.
You haven't even seen anything like a jet sweep or anything along those lines. So they're not convinced that the line is going to be able to hold.
Right.
So everything has been, okay, let's put the ball in somebody's hand as quickly as possible, which in the case was, let's put it in Vanderveer's hands and let him see if he can find a hole that's opened up, stick his nose down, and try to get 5 yards of carry. And when it works, it works.
Yeah.
But when it doesn't, it doesn't end well.
No, not at all. And so then we're bringing out, Connor Abraham to boot the ball, downfield. And I'm not knocking the offensive line as much as it sounds because I think they do a good job for these short, quick plays. But I just don't think that we have the size to allow a pocket to form and to allow deep plays to develop.
There's no beef on the offensive line.
Not.
Okay.
But I think they're aggressive. I think they're strong, and I think they're doing exactly what they need to do to get those 3 and 5 yards carry when they open that hole up. But it's just totally predictable.
Yeah, there's no pocket. I mean, it's a forward push or nothing at all.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's either it's quickness off the ball, so you get the jump on the defensive line and you catch them off, and you're able to push them back 2 yards. So the back has got a chance to find a hole and squirt through for those 5-yard carries. So we're going to see a lot of that throughout this game. We just need to see them connect those dots to multiple 5-yard carries.
Sure. Yeah, but, we're starting at a deficit because the running back has to run 7 to make 2, right? So he's got to get 7 yards to the line of scrimmage. Then he starts, getting positive yards.
Well, that's the other thing. How many yards, and we don't have the statistic, how many yards have they lost on offense due to penalties?
Yeah, I mean, if I had to guess, I would say at least 45.
I would think so. I would think that, and now that's not to say that there would be a score on the board for these guys, but it does mean that there would have been less time on the clock, and it does mean that you would have had more ball control, which would tire out their defense. And by the way, these kids are playing, in many cases, on both sides of the ball.
Yeah, and I think that, we'll see where conditioning is at here as we get deeper into this game. Because the other advantage, I think, right now that Lake Fenton has over the Gaylord Blue Devils is they have numbers, right? They can rotate some fresh legs in and out. Number 11, he left the game, after that pass attempt, so he was out for a little bit. But we didn't notice a difference by him being out, right? So they substituted somebody in there, and it didn't really change Lake Fenton's program. So they've got support on the sideline.
Well, they do, and they've got a lot of depth and experience as well. 7 returning starters on both sides of the ball. That makes a big difference. Gaylord's got 2 starting freshmen tonight, which they're having the time of their life because they're starting on varsity as freshmen. But at the same time, they've not necessarily picked up on the speed of the game yet.
No, and it's a big difference. And the starting quarterback, let's not forget, is a sophomore, right? Caleb Onyx is a sophomore. Right now, I'd like to see Caleb throw the ball to his brother Jonathan, who I think could get down the field and do some stuff. But you're right; these kids, going from middle school football and playing 8th grade football to full-on varsity, they have to catch up to the speed of the game, and it's a real thing, and it makes a big difference, right?
Exactly.
Each level you advance, the speed adjustment is big, right? Because people know what they're doing.
Well, and when we come back, we're going to talk about the next level, which is college football, because believe it or not, it returns tomorrow. And we'll have some Big Ten football we'll talk about when we come back. It's halftime here at Gaylord Community Stadium. You're listening to Blue Devil football on Eagle 101.5. Our score, Lake Fenton 13, Gaylord 0.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Camp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that we have new Ram trucks and Jeeps in stock and more arriving daily. During the Make This the Summer sales event, trade-in values have never been better. So if you want out of your current lease or just want to take advantage of the current market, stop in today and let us show you just how much your vehicle is worth. Camp of Gaylord, different name, same great experiences. Exit 282 off I-75 in Gaylord or 24 hours a day at snethcampgaylord.com.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 101.5.
It's halftime here at Gaylord Community Field. Our score, Lake Fenton 13, Gaylord 0. Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. Thanks for tuning in to Eagle1015.com. And hopefully you're enjoying the video stream. Right now we have an empty field because the band has already made their way off the field. But we've got a second half of football coming up in just about 2.5 minutes. We also have some college football returning. And throughout the season this year, we're going to talk a little bit about Saturday football because that becomes a little fun when you do that.
Absolutely.
And we actually have one Big Ten game that's going on tomorrow. And I was already getting calls today. I have friends from Nebraska, and they just like to talk all sorts of trash. And so I started getting phone calls today. I'm like, why are you guys calling me already? I don't start till next week. Right. Well, they have a game tomorrow. So Nebraska and Illinois tomorrow, Big Ten football. Right. Interesting thing, Nebraska's been under a little fire, a little scrutiny of some things that have gone on with that program. Scott Frost, although he is the Nebraska Golden Boy, and you would think he's in a good position, you know, or at least he gets a few extra passes, he's on the hot seat because he's yet to make things happen with that Cornhusker football team. And then, of course, at Illinois, Brett Bielema. The guy who used to be the Wisconsin head coach has come back to the Big Ten after a really, in many ways, a failed stint at Arkansas.
Right.
He's now come back to take over for Lovie Smith with Illinois. So Illinois has a former University of Michigan quarterback. So Brandon Peters is going to be over center tomorrow for Illinois. And, of course, you've got Adrian Martinez has been the quarterback at Nebraska for what feels like forever.
Sure, right.
Because this is his 4th year as a starter.
Yep. Which, good for him, man. That's pretty amazing, you know, to start as a freshman and carry that career all the way through.
Oh, absolutely. And he's had his knocks. I mean, he's had his injuries and stuff, but he's still actually a really good football player. Probably won't translate as a quarterback in the NFL, but clearly could be an NFL player.
Sure.
So I don't know what to think about either one of these teams. I mean, I'll be honest with you, it's weird. I don't have a lot of background on a lot of what's going on in college football. For some reason, there's less information out there, or at least maybe it's the fact that I'm tired of reading information in general, and so I'm burnt out, so I'm not even reading about it. I'm just going to enjoy it.
A little information overload. Yeah, that happens for sure. But, you know, football season, like it or not, is here, right? So it's the signal horn for fall, and you know, fantasy football is going on this weekend. People are getting their teams ready for both college and, of course, for professional football.
You know, I quit doing fantasy football a few years ago. I used to do it when I lived in the Virgin Islands, had a team, and we were real serious about it.
Yeah.
But then I started getting upset because I'd be rooting against my own team, the Buccaneers, because I had somebody on my fantasy team that I needed points from. And that I found that to be conflicted.
Well, I understand that, but I have to comment on that. Your team is the Buccaneers. Not a bad choice, right?
I mean, I've had my dry years, though.
Yeah.
I mean, so I've had some dry seasons. I mean, but Tom Brady, nobody could have seen that happening. And, hey, I'm happy to be the benefactor of it.
Oh,
so.
absolutely. And, people can say whatever they want to about the GOAT, right? But he is, all right? Tom Brady is something special. And I'm a big fan because, I'm a Michigan fan. He was a Michigan guy, right? And so now he's there, right? And you can't knock the man for his ability.
Well,
I never would have saw that.
His
but
work ethic is second to none.
Right.
Okay. There is no other quarterback in NFL history that has probably been as focused and as regimented as Tom Brady. I mean, you got to remember back to the old days of the Oakland Raiders where George Blanda would be smoking a cigarette on the bench,
Yes.
I mean, it's really come a long way. Tom Brady's got his own, nutrition regimen and everything else. And
you say that, and it reminds me of that commercial where he's eating that sandwich, and he's holding it, and then the guy's like, "Do you even eat bread?" He's like, "Yeah, it's a commercial, right?" But you're right. He's a guy who, clearly brings something special because Tom Brady goes to Tampa and all of a sudden there's a Super Bowl win, right?
There's a Super Bowl win.
That's amazing because he does bring it around to everybody else in the program.
So I just think it's going to be a tough season for Lions fans this year.
It's a tough season for us Lions fans every year, but that's okay. We're fans nonetheless. You have to be a fan, and you know what? You live with the drought, right? There's people who live very well in the Sahara Desert, and that's sometimes what we feel like we're doing as Lions
since
fans,
1958, right? Of course.
Well, it's been a little while, a minute or two, but we have hope.
Well, Calvin Johnson's in the Hall of Fame on first ballot.
Absolutely.
That was promising.
Absolutely.
He should still be playing right now.
Well, I agree. You got to hang your hat on something, right?
So here we go. We're just about ready to do a second half. We're going to be right back. We're going to take a quick pause. You're listening to Blue Devil Football. It's halftime here where our score is 13-0 Lake Fenton over Gaylord. It's Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic Insurance, exclusively serves teachers and school employees. Founded more than 65 years ago, Mimic provides members with outstanding service and insurance coverage for personal, auto, home, or umbrella coverage. By choosing Mimic, you're supporting the Mimic Foundation, impacting thousands of schools by providing millions of dollars to support programs, events, and projects. Contact the Javetsky Agency for more information. The Javetsky Agency, your local Mimic agent.
Discounts and savings opportunities subject to eligibility requirements. Coverage is subject to all policy terms, conditions, exclusions, and limitations. Subject to underwriting eligibility requirements. Insurance underwritten by Mimic Insurance Company, Auburn Hills, Michigan.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
So are we ready for a second half of football, Dave?
We are ready for a second half of football. Lake Fenton's got number 25, Zach Hall, a captain for their team, back deep to receive the kickoff from Connor Abraham, starting freshman for the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Connor Byram kicks off.
My bad.
You had two Connors on the team. That's okay. They're going to let it roll into the end zone there. But Connor Byram, one of the two starting freshmen on this Gaylord Blue Devil team, has been working as not only the kickoff specialist, but the punter in tonight's ball game. Our score here, Lake Fenton 13, Gaylord 0, as we start this third quarter. Lake Fenton going from the left to the right on your radio dial, or as you can now look on our stream, you can see it for yourself as we're streaming audio and video at Eagle1015.com. And thanks for tuning in.
I'll have to apologize to Connor Byram, but I've been calling Connor Abraham's name for several years now, so it's just almost automatic. So great kick by Connor Byram.
Well, Connor Byram knows that for the next 4 years you're going to be saying his name,
yes,
so he'll get it back.
Yes, indeed.
So Lake Fenton comes out for their first offensive series of this second half. Let's see what they do here. Shotgun formation. Going to hand it off on a sweep. And he's going to get some yardage there. Does Maverick Merrill on the carry. Looks like he's going to pick up about 6 or 7. But there's a yellow flag on the play. It's going to be a hold against the offense.
Yeah, they were coming around the outside there, and Cole Dexter had a pretty good line on there. It looks like he got kind of tugged a little bit on the way through. But number 34, Riley Hush, was able to get over there and push him out of bounds. But the ball's going to go back.
So just got an update. Gaylord St. Mary getting thumped right now by Pickford, 22-0. There's still 35 seconds to go before halftime there.
Pickford was pretty solid last year, too, as I recall, right?
Well, and 2 years ago, they had the National Player of the Year.
That's right. Yes. Yep.
So he looked like, when I called both of those seasons of games with Pickford playing St. Mary, the kid looked like Tim Tebow out on the field. He was just bigger and stronger than everyone else.
Wow.
So here we go. It's going to be a 1st and 13. Quarterback's going to roll out. He's going to keep it himself. He's on his feet, but he's going to get wrapped up by the Blue Devil defense there. Had nowhere to go, and Riley Hush was there to stop him.
Yeah, he had some help, though. Number 69, Lane Thompson, was putting some pressure on. He had no place to go left, so he was forced to go right, and that put him right in the arms of number 34, Riley Hush.
So a good defensive start so far for the Gaylord Blue Devils. It's 2nd and 16. Lake Fenton all the way back to their own 19-yard line.
Yeah, well, we're looking for the defense to do what they're doing here and set the tempo for the second half, and we talked about that during the break.
We talked about it during the half.
Yep.
Let the defense go out there and do their job, keep this game close, and then figure it out on offense.
And that's what it looks like so far we're going to do.
So here we go, 2nd and 16. Shoemaker's going to take it. He's going to look downfield. He's going to pass. Nice little pass. Has the seam, but guess what? His man, Dalton Decker, who scored a touchdown right before the half, couldn't hold on to it. Perfect pass. It hit him in the pads.
Yep, it did. So he lost a little bit of focus. Maybe he heard the footsteps coming up on him there, but because he did take a shot there in the very end of the
and that was
first
enough.
half.
That was enough for a first down too.
Sure.
So a good break there for the Gaylord Blue Devils brings up a 3rd and 16 now.
Yeah, a little soft on the deep coverage there for the Blue Devils, but you're right. So here comes 3rd and 16 and 3rd and.
Now, they would have, had he caught it, they would have gotten him right then and there.
But that's a first
down. So
down.
it wouldn't have been a big play, but it still would have kept the drive alive with a first down. Now, here we go, 3rd and 16. Some shifting on the defensive line there. Looks like there might be a blitz. And here there is. There is going to be a defensive blitz.
Ooh.
Snyder gets it away, has his man Maverick Merrill, but he only picks up he's inside the original line of scrimmage. So he picks up about, 6, 7 yards?
Yeah, something like that. Cameron Pierce on the tackle over there. So they got some pressure on him. He got the ball away. Took a pretty good shot from number 44, Pretzloff. Cameron Pierce was out there to read that, and he did a good job breaking down and staying in position to make that tackle.
So it's going to end the drive. So out comes Lake Fenton to punt it away.
Number 3 back.
Back for the Gaylord Blue Devils, Loudon Stradling. He didn't get a chance to return it last time, but he might this time. Let's see if it takes a hop. It is going to bounce, but it takes a Blue Devil hop, and it's going to get down at about the 47-yard line.
Okay, midfield opportunity here. So the Gaylord Blue Devils looking now to capitalize on the work that the defense put in.
Exactly. So now if you can put together a really good offensive series, end up with some points, it's a huge moral victory.
Absolutely. And then then they say, all right, what? We took a break. We got our heads together. We figured out what the plan is. And I guess the question for me right now is, are they able to maintain the mental mistakes? Are they able to control the mental mistakes and put something together without the flags?
Well, let's find out right now, because here comes Caleb Unks to bring the Blue Devil offense out for the first opening series of the second half for the Blue Devils. Let's see what they do. He's going to hand it off. Austin Vanderveer looking to his left, looking to make the corner. Does make the corner. Still on his feet. Crosses the 40-yard line. Nice big run there by Austin Vanderveer.
Yeah, that was needed. We desperately needed to get something down the field. Jonathan Onks, number 27, was out front there. Did a nice job with that block out there as a receiver, keeping things opened up for Austin to get around the corner there. So all the way around, they did a nice job on that one. That was a good play.
So it's a 1st and 10 for the Blue Devils. That's promising. 9:24 in this third quarter rather. Blue Devils trail by a score of 13-0, but putting together a really good offensive drive so far. So they're going to hand it off to Gautreaux, and he's going to make his way around.
Riley Hush.
So Riley Hush actually gets that.
Yeah,
number 34 as opposed to Braden being number 37.
Yeah, they kind of flip-flop them in and out there. So, but that's all right. Some positive yardage there. Second down.
Picks up 3 on that carry, so it's 2nd and 7. Ball on the 37-yard line. And this is only the second time in this entire ball game the Gaylord Blue Devil offense has been in Lake Fenton territory.
Yep. Bringing in number 5, Gavin Freeman.
So let's see what they do here. Getting some nice offensive line push. Vanderveer showed his speed on that one where he broke it for 10 yards by making it around the corner. Let's see what they do with Freeman. He's quick. He's got it. He's around the corner. Got one man to break. Ball's on the carpet. It gets recovered by, looks like maybe Stradling. He recovers it. So Freeman gets hit. Ball comes out. Stradling gets it. They lose that positive yardage. Going to bring up a 3rd and 11 now. So they lose 4 on it. Freeman had positive yardage, but the ball got punched out.
It did, and I think it's a tough decision to make as a running back. As you're coming around the outside, the tendency is to want to put that arm out there and throw a stiff arm. The defender just did a nice job putting his helmet on the ball and kicked it right out of there. Sometimes, when you have that point of contact, take the positive yards, wrap the ball up, put your shoulder pads down, and try to get what you can.
So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 for the Blue Devils. Ball on their 41-yard line in Lake Fenton territory still. Let's see what Caleb Unks does. Man in motion. He's going to pitch it out to Austin Vanderveer, trying to make his way around the corner. Cuts in, has it, and more. Looks like he's got enough for the first down. Great run there by Austin Vanderveer.
Yeah, there was a couple of solid blocks on the outside that helped him get through there, but he hurdled one of the defenders to get that extra yardage to get across the line of gain.
Excellent effort there by the Gaylord Blue Devil offense. It keeps the drive alive, and a 1st and 10 now. Ball on the 30-yard line. Great run by Austin Vanderveer. Got another score update here. It's halftime in East Jordan. The host East Jordan Red Devils are up 22-12 over the Johannesburg Lewiston Cardinals at halftime there.
A lot of Devils playing tonight.
A lot of Devils playing tonight, yes. We've got both teams on the field tonight, our Blue Devils. The Gaylord Blue Devils have a 1st and 10 at the 30 right now. Caleb Monk's going to pass it out to Austin Vanderveer. He's off to his left, finds another hole, still on his feet. Looking good there, holds on to the ball, makes his way across the 20 down to about the 18.
Lake Fenton tackler number 25, who is the captain, Zach Hall, but a great run by Austin Vanderveer and another nice block by number 34, Hush.
Do you notice what I notice? I notice confidence now.
Yes, absolutely.
The offense looks confident out on the field now.
Yeah, and the line is starting to believe in themselves, right? They're able to get those that little bit of a push and then open those holes up and allow their running backs to do what they do.
Play to the strength, which is the push forward, not the pocket backwards. So
yes.
So here we go. 1st and 10, ball on the 18. Blue Devils driving. Their best drive of the ball game so far. Man in motion. Unks is going to pitch it out to Vanderveer. He goes off to his right, finds another hole, cuts it back in, still on his feet, across the 10 down to the 7 before he finally comes down. He is a workhorse tonight.
He is, and that's what he's supposed to be, right? He's got that power and that drive and that confidence to do that. But the other thing that you don't necessarily see all the time, but number 6, Gabe Thompson, he put on a nice kind of block on the outside to kind of seal that edge and allow him to get up the field.
I'll tell you this, though. Austin has got really good downfield vision.
Yes.
So he is looking downfield. He is looking ahead. He's making his cuts, and he's using his stiff arm, and he's keeping the run alive. So he's doing an excellent job. So it's 1st down, goal to goal from the 8-yard line with 5:40 to go.
He read that block by Gabe Thompson really well and made that cutback to get those extra yards.
Blue Devils, power I formation. Vanderveer's going to get it again, goes to his left, picks up a couple of yards on that before they brought him. They're keying in on him now. And, of course, you've got less territory to work with as well.
You do. But you know what? Number 37, Braden Gotro, was not to be denied there, right? He drove that guy, his block, all the way back into the end zone. So there was no question that Austin had room to run.
So Austin picks up maybe a yard and a half on that one. So it's still 2nd and goal to goal. Ball placed on the 7-yard line. 5 minutes to go, 3rd quarter. Blue Devils trail 13-0, but they're knocking on the door.
Well, they did what we talked about. They're capitalizing so far on that hard work the defense put in that last series.
So let's see what we do now. Man in motion now. Unks is going to keep it. He's going to roll out to his right, trying to make it around the corner. He's going to get horse-collared and down, and that's going to bring out a penalty flag.
Yeah, And I was just watching that. He reached up there, and he was inside the pads, pulled him down backwards. That's a tough hit for Caleb, too. But he's a tough kid. He'll be all right. But that is a massive penalty against Lake Fenton.
Well, that'll bring it at least half the distance to the goal.
Yep.
So now it's power football.
Yep. But that's what Gaylord Blue Devils is kind of setting themselves up for the season, is power football. Let's see who they put in there. Yeah, they'll probably go with those two up running backs there in those two.
Sure, you got to think they're going to go with Brandon Gautreau and Riley Hush with Vanderveer, and maybe a little fake to Vanderveer and then get it in.
Yeah, so
let's see what they do.
Yep.
So it's going to be Vanderveer, and it looks like
that's Braden Gautreau.
Gautreau in at fullback. I would think that they might hand it off to him on a dive. Let's see what they do.
I would.
Nope, they hand it up to Vanderveer. He's going to get shut down right at the line.
Second effort,
maybe picks up a yard on that. So it's going to bring up a second and goal to goal at the 2.
Yeah, the tackler, number 34 for Lake Fenton, his helmet popped off, so he's out for a play. So I'm sure the coaches are seeing that as well. They might, take an opportunity because he's not going to be back there as a linebacker to run it towards him.
So the officials show no gain on that, so they really didn't give him much for the second effort.
But
so
there was.
2nd and 3, ball still spotted at the 3-yard line, 4:03 to go in this third quarter. Blue Devils looking to capitalize for the first time in this ball game.
37 and 14 in the backfield. Gautreau up front.
Let's see what they do here. Man in motion. Unk's going to pitch it back to Vanderveer. He's got a blocker. Nope. He's going to run out of space. Does manage to move forward a little bit, but he's going to get wrapped up at the 5. He's going to lose a couple of yards on that.
Yeah, unfortunately, that's the time where he needed to cut back behind Gautreau and follow him in. He chose to stay to the outside a little bit. Got wrapped up by number 27.
Well, the other thing is I think the play was really easy for the defense to read as well.
Yeah, there's no
there's not a lot of surprises here.
Yeah, there's no mystery.
But this is maybe where a quarterback bootleg might have worked too.
Right.
You go ahead and you fake it off to the left, and then the quarterback reels around and runs to the right, provided he's got the speed to hit the corner.
Right. Well, this is what it comes down to. You want to just put some points on the board and kick the field goal, or are you going to try and punch it in? I think you're going to punch it in, but
let's see what they do here.
Because either way, you're in pretty darn good field position as a defense if it does turn over on downs.
But I think, you want to get your first points of the season.
Absolutely.
And I realize that maybe they're going to go for it. Now they're going to take a timeout and they're going to think about it, which I think is a wise move.
I agree.
Come back, talk about it, think about it. What do you want to do? Do you want the points, or do you want to try to go for it all and maybe come up short? And by the way, we'd like to mention some of our sponsors. Stop by Caribbean Tans and check out the new red light therapy bed, or warm up in one of their turbo tanning beds. Caribbean Tan on Fairview Road in Gaylord. And, of course, our good friends at Jets Pizza, Detroit-style pizza. It's better because it has to be Jets Pizza. So, by the way, I also want to thank Garrett Deal, who's come up here, like me, climbed the 3 stories to get to the press box. I've done it twice tonight. And to come up here and set up our cameras and everything else, which has really been a great addition to what we're doing with our sports. So now you can tune in to Eagle1015.com and you can watch the game each and every week. Now, next week will be both over the air on Eagle 1015 as well as streaming both audio and video at Eagle1015.com when we head down to Saginaw for that game against Arthur Hill.
Yeah, now next week is Thursday, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
It's a Thursday night ball game next week because you want to get the early start on the holiday weekend.
Well, I'll get better operating the camera, right? I've had a couple of glitches so far, but not bad.
How many texts have you got?
Only 2, so not bad, not bad.
2:50 to go in this third quarter. Gaylord Blue Devils 3rd and 4 is what the scoreboard says, but the chains say it's 4th and 4. Let's see what we do here. Austin Vanderveer, he's got some blockers. Can he get his nose in the end zone? And it looks like he does.
Get ready for the horn.
Austin Vanderveer. And the Gaylord Blue Devils have their first points of this new season.
So you put, number 37, Braden Gautreau, number 11, Ty Benzinger, a couple of real bulldogs out there, a couple of guys who are going to go in there and get the job done. And they did. You had the line get that initial push. These guys were able to come through, make that seam. But the downfield vision of Austin Vanderveer gave the opportunity for the Blue Devils to get in the end zone, and he just never stopped driving his legs.
That's got to be a huge boost of confidence to this Blue Devil offense and pump up that defense as well. So here we go. First point after touchdown attempt is good for Connor Byram. And our score here now, Lake Fenton 13, the Gaylord Blue Devils 6-7 now. And that's what we're at with 2:44 to go in this third quarter. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
Hey, Northern Michigan, Chris Martinson from Snethkamp Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram of Gaylord, here to let you know that we have new Ram trucks and Jeeps in stock and more arriving daily. During the Make This the Summer sales event, trade-in values have never been better. So if you want out of your current lease or just want to take advantage of the current market, stop in today and let us show you just how much your vehicle is worth. Snethkamp of Gaylord, different name, same great experiences. Exit 282 off I-75 in Gaylord or 24 hours a day at snethcampgaylord.com.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
Well, the Gaylord Blue Devils get their first points of this new season. A nice 4-yard dive by Austin Vanderveer. And our score, well, the Gaylord Blue Devils trailed the Lake Fenton Blue Devils 13-7, but this second half has belonged all to the Gaylord Blue Devils on both sides of the ball, Dave.
Yeah, and I totally agree, and I think congratulations to Connor Byram for his first points as a freshman.
Absolutely.
You know, he's working his way through. That's a nerve-wracking.
You said his name again.
Yes, I'm trying to commit
Mom and Dad
right?
are going to love you for that.
Yeah,
and get ready because you've got 4 years of saying his name now.
Well, he scored his first points, and I suspect he'll score many more as he progresses. But yeah, they did a solid job, and we did exactly what we talked about. The defense did their job, and then the offense was able to come out and put something together.
Nice kickoff by Byram. It's going to get returned, though, by Lake Fenton. Right up the middle he runs. Still on his feet across the 40 to the 45. Still going. Finally brought down at the 49-yard line. A great kickoff return there by, looks like, number 25, maybe, Zach Hall.
Yeah, and it came down, so, the kicker is also that sort of last line of defense, the floater there, and that was Connor Byram. He was able to get up there and make some solid contact, which, again, as a freshman, you're like, whoa, I'm not even supposed to be doing this right now. He made a nice little hit there to slow him down, and the guys were able to come in there and finish that tackle.
It is amazing when you actually put it into perspective that last year he was playing middle school football, and now he's playing varsity.
Absolutely. So that's where we're at, but he did a nice job there. He was actually the last line of defense. He held it up. The rest of the kickoff team was able to get there.
So we're at the 50-yard line now. It's going to be a handoff to Maverick Merrill. He doesn't make it around the corner. He is wrapped up by a Blue Devil. Let's see whose jersey that one is.
Number 9.
Number 9, that's going to be Cameron Pierce on the tackle there. Shattered him and took him down with no gain.
Do you see the additional energy in the guys on the field now?
There's a lot. They're bouncing up. Pierce bounced up after that tackle. He was pumped up and ready to go.
Yeah, and I like that. So now all the things that they've been talking about all preseason are starting to come to fruition a little bit, and they're buying in.
They're going to say a 2-yard loss on that. This time they gain that yardage back, about a 4-yard pickup for number 24, which is Lucas Storm.
Cole Dexter, number 82, on the initial hit there. He was supported by Brady Pretzloff, number 44.
So it brings up a 3rd and 8. Time for the Gaylord Blue Devil defense to get stingy. And by the way, you send them off the field with no points on this?
Yep.
That's a win.
Absolutely.
So here we go. They're looking downfield. They're going to pass it. Fires it downfield. It's got a man open. He connects, and that's going to move the chains.
Yeah.
That was a pitch and catch between Reed Schumacher and Dalton Decker. They connected for a touchdown in the first half.
Yeah, and we had number 11 and number 11, Ty Benzinger, chasing down Dexter for Lake Fenton, and he was just a step behind him and couldn't get a hand in there.
Well,
so that was a big gain.
Decker shows his speed. He gets in behind that defense, and just a nice pitch and catch.
Yeah.
So it's a 1st and 10, ball on the 25 now for Lake Fenton. They're trying to put up some points. Blue Devil defense, they want to put this down. Well, unfortunately, you can't give up those big plays. So he hands it off to Storm. Storm still on his feet, makes his way around to about looks like the 17-yard line before he's brought down.
Number 18, Rylan Borowiak on that tackle.
So 1:14 to go in this third quarter.
Well, one thing we're seeing right now is Lake Fenton is not going to lay down. They've got some experience. They're going to come back out there, and they're going to keep punching away. The defense has to really do a good job of shoring things up here right now.
So it's a 2nd and 2, ball on the 17-yard line. Lake Fenton knocking on the door after that big pass play. 2nd and 2, clock running down to 52 seconds, still moving. Chewing up the clock. They're going to hand it off, keep it on the ground, back to Storm. Still on his feet, driving before he's finally brought down inside the 10, down to about the 7 is Lucas Storm.
Number 14, Vanderveer, along with number 9, Cameron Pierce on the tackle. So the guys, just got punched a little bit, so they got to regroup a little bit and do what they do best, and that's play aggressive on the defensive line and get in the backfield and make some plays.
Well, that's enough for a first down and goal to goal with 23 seconds to go. This is probably going to be the last play of the third quarter here. Man in motion. Let's see what the coach wants to do. He's out on the field. All right, now they're going to go. They're going to hand it off. Right up the middle they go. Does number 5, he's still on his feet. Looks like he's in for a touchdown, is Mason Skyner, and he is.
Second touchdown for number 5.
So that's the second touchdown for Mason Skyner, and he went right through the Blue Devil defense. He just put his helmet down and broke 3 tackles to get into that end zone. So you can't knock him. That's great effort, but you got to say, how come you couldn't wrap him up?
Well, and I was just going to comment on that. These guys are, I'm not saying they're getting lazy, but they have to be aggressive with their tackling technique, right? That's always a thing at this high school level. You get a few guys who are super aggressive and will make things happen, but there was a lot of arm tackle attempts there.
Hunter's point after is good. Our score here now with 4 seconds to go in this third quarter. Lake Fenton 20, the Gaylord Blue Devils 7. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection. Includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
Well, they saved 4 seconds for us in the third quarter, Dave. Dave Boswood along with Brian Hollenbaugh here with you on a beautiful night for high school football action. As Lake Fenton, after that touchdown, kicks off to the Gaylord Blue Devils. They'll get a chance to return it, and they do. Does Stradling. He's down across. Now they're saying Lake Fenton says they got the ball. Let's see what happens. And they do. A fumble by the Blue Devils on the return.
That's tough. Yeah, Stradling just wasn't able to hold on to the ball. He took a pretty good shot there. Number 21 from Lake Fenton was able to recover the ball. That's Nolan Schroeder. And that's going to set them up in pretty good field position. So now, again, it's a test of character, Brian. Can the defense stand up? They had a couple of different looks coming at them last time. They've seen it now, so can they adjust and play as strongly as they had in the last couple of
Well, it's the end of the third quarter. Our score here, Lake Fenton 20, Gaylord 7. We've got 1 quarter to go. We're going to keep it here right now as we thank some of our sponsors. The Javetsky Agency, ensuring your educational community's auto, home, and umbrella needs. Just give Neil a call for a quote, 989-731-5060. And, of course, our good friends at Feeney Ford. Your certified Ford headquarters for Northern Michigan is at Feeney Ford in Grayling. Also, Builders First Source. See it, build it, live it. The Builders and Homeowners Source on North Center Street in Gaylord. So, fourth quarter about to get underway, but a huge gaffe to start this fourth quarter and putting Lake Fenton in a really good position where, well, it doesn't get much better than that.
No, and this is still an opportunity for these guys to dig deep and make some plays. The thing that kind of concerns me looking forward into the season is the size. Gaylord's line and personnel size up pretty well against Lake Fenton, but we're going to come across some much, much bigger teams. So they're going to have to get a little bit grittier on offense and defense to make some plays deeper in the season.
Well, and namely, you have the 2 teams from Traverse City, and you also have a team in Cadillac.
Yep.
And then, of course, maybe even Petoskey will field a big team this year, too. So here we go, 1st and 10, ball on the 26. Lake Fenton gets it after the turnover, and they're going to keep it on the ground with a jet sweep.
Oh, trips.
And it looks like they're going to gain about 7 yards on that as Dalton Decker kept squirming his way through a host of blue jerseys until he's finally brought down.
Yeah, the defense did a nice job of keeping them in front, right? And, kind of fencing them off a little bit, but they just didn't get enough support there soon enough to make a play. And then, of course, where the defenders kind of tripped over himself and allowed him to get up the field for those extra yards.
So it's going to bring up, let's see, they move it down to, I guess it's going to be about a 6-yard gain, bringing up nope, they're going to say it's a 7-yard gain. 2nd and 3, ball now on the 19-yard line, so just inside of the 20. As the clock ticks in our 4th quarter, our score here, Lake Fenton 20, Gaylord 7. Blue Devils went down, scored, had a nice impressive drive, but then Lake Fenton went right back down and matched that score and then took the ball back on a turnover. And now the Blue Devils, looks like they're going to get called offside on defense.
Yeah, they got caught on the hard count there.
So
Two guys.
The encroachment is going to help Lake Fenton out.
And that's the second for sure that they've jumped off sides on a hard count like that. So, again, mental mistakes, young team. We've got to kind of contain that.
Well, it's obviously when they look at the film on this, and they're going to look at the film.
Oh, yeah.
These things are going to be pointed out, and these things are more than likely going to get corrected by next week.
Yes, they will.
So here we go, 1st and 10. They get a first down after that penalty. They're
Still going.
And he's still going from Lake Fenton. Let's see who that is on the carry. Number 24 again. That's going to be Lucas Storm. He had 3 Blue Devil jerseys on his back, and he just muscled his way inside. Looks like they're going to mark the ball probably down around the 4-yard line. So it's going to bring up a really advantageous place. So now here's where the defense really needs to, bristle up. So it's first down and goal from the 4-yard line for Lake Fenton. And you would think that at this point in time, and you hate to say this far out, but the way that the game has gone, this could be the dagger.
Well, and it could be, but you got to watch number 5 and you got to watch number 11. Those are the 2 scores. The Storm did a nice job, but I think that's who's.
And here goes Storm again. He tries to hurdle the defender. It looked like number 6, Gabriel Thompson, went down and got an ankle and brought him down. He picked up maybe 1.5 yards to 2.
Yeah, that was a good play by Gabe. It wasn't a solid wrap-up tackle, but he got a hold of him, kind of shoestringed him, tripped him up a little bit, and prevented him from getting in the end zone. Because honestly, had he got past Gabe there, he was in the end zone.
So they're going to say no gain on that one because he was back behind the line of scrimmage. So it's going to be a 2nd and goal to goal from the 4. A little change of personnel. Quarterback comes in with a play from his coach as well. Let's see what they decide to do here. You got to think maybe it's a pass play. Nope. Yeah. They're going to hand it off to number 5. Nope. Way to go.
He's right there close.
He's right there. Close. Yeah. Maybe close the gap by 2.
Yep. But it was number 5 again.
It was number 5. Yeah. So who's got 2 touchdowns so far? Mason Skyner. He's been the muscle for them when they get down into this short yardage.
Yeah, they used Storm as a workhorse to kind of get him down there, and they punch it with number 5. Or throw it to number 11 in the corner. So it's going to be one of those 3.
Well, I think at this point in time, if you're Lake Fenton, you just keep it on the ground. I mean, it does a couple of things. It chews up the clock, but also it prevents anything bad from happening potentially.
Right. Defense needs to get in here and make a play.
So the defense on their knees at the goal line. Snyder's going to take it. He's going to hand it off to Skyner, and it looks like Skyner, does he have his 3rd touchdown of the ball game? I don't see any officials' arms up. Looks like he's down at maybe the goal line, and he gets up limping. He twisted an ankle on that one. He's coming off the field. So number 5, Skyner, is out for the next play. So it brings up a 4th and goal.
It was a nice play by number 37. That was Gotro in the middle there. He was supported by Vanderveer and looks like Pretzloff in there. But that was a good play because he was really bending over there, but we kept the drive back. This is really close. Quarterback sneak.
Quarterback sneak, or they're going to hand it off to Storm. So we'll see what they do. I mean, you would think that a quarterback sneak would make the most sense. 4th and goal at the 1. And if you were the Blue Devils, you would pretty much do that.
Sure.
But this Lake Fenton team, which has spent most of its time in the shotgun formation, now they're going to take a timeout on this, and wisely so, talk it over.
Yep.
as we talk a little bit about some of our sponsors, of course, like 7-Eleven, where there's always a fresh cup of coffee and a warm welcome waiting for you at your Gaylord area 7-Eleven on North Center Street in Gaylord. And, of course, Bob's Modern Homes, assisting families achieve their new home dreams. See their current models online at bobsmodernhomes.com. 7:59 to go in this fourth quarter. Gaylord Blue Devils trail the Lake Fenton Blue Devils by a score of 20-7. I'm Brian Hollenbaugh along with Dave Boswood. Thanks for tuning in to Eagle1015.com, and we hope that you're enjoying the video portion of our broadcast now, something new, and we thank Garrett Deal for being a part of that and bringing that to the table for us, something that we've not been able to do until this year. So,
nope, and despite what's happening out there, we're a little bit on our heels, but it's always a beautiful place to watch from the Jay Soderberg Memorial Press Box up here. It's always fun. And here comes Lake Fenton again to see what they're going to do.
Here we go.
I'm thinking quarterback sneak.
Quarterback sneak. Quarterback's going to be in shotgun, so maybe he gets a chance to see what develops on the line and then picks a hole. So let's see what we do here. 4th and goal to goal. Quarterback does keep it, looks for a hole, finds a hole, and he walks into the end zone, and that's going to be a touchdown for Lake Fenton.
Yeah, and that's a pretty well-designed play because, again, that quarterback, he's got some experience. The speed of the game doesn't affect him. He can sit there and watch, and when that hole opens up, he's got the acceleration to get through. We weren't able to close it in or get a linebacker in there to stop him.
Right, so a 1-yard walk-in touchdown for Reed Schumacher. That's going to move the scoreboard up to 26-7. In comes Ashton Hunter for the point after. He's been perfect so far in the game tonight, looking to maintain that, and he does. So our score here at Gaylord Community Stadium is Lake Fenton 27, the Gaylord Blue Devils 7, with 7:56 to go in the ball game. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
Want to pay less for gas and earn rewards at the same time? Visit marathonsmakeitcount.com and sign up today or download the phone app. You'll save 5 cents per gallon and earn points that can earn you up to 50 cents off per gallon. There are also many ways to save and earn at your local S&K food stores. You can grab many of your favorite snacks, cold beverages, and essentials while you fill up and save at the Marathon S&K food stores. And make it count, your best place to hit the road.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
So with 7:56 to go in the ball game, our score now, Lake Fenton 27, Gaylord 7. Dave Boswood, Brian Hollenbaugh on the call tonight. And, of course, as we were mentioning, special thanks to Garrett Deal and his company, Up North Geeks, for getting us hooked up with video streaming. That's right. We'll be doing this video all season long, and it'll probably carry over into basketball season as well. Lake Fenton kicks off from the right to the left on your radio dial, and now you can actually see it as it happens. And so Staling is going to return it back to about the 21-yard line with 7:51 to go, and it's time for the Blue Devils to put together another solid offensive series.
Absolutely. Yeah, so this is the opportunity. This is where they're down. They're kind of on their heels, and this is where they have to, dig deep. And this is a character moment, right? This is where you find out, a little gut check, right? Do you have what it takes to go out there and be better than the guy across from you for that play? Well, we're about to find out, and I'm hoping so.
Well, here we go. 27-7, midway through the fourth quarter. Blue Devils come out, and let's see what happens. Ungst over center. He's going to take the snap. Oh, there's going to be a whistle on that one, and probably going to go against the Blue Devils.
Yep.
So a little illegal movement on that one.
Yep, a little bit. And again, that's kind of been the story tonight. They just keep making these little mental errors and getting caught moving or jumping off sides or whatever. So, we're taking the guy out here to put somebody else in and say, hey, get your head in the game here. Don't move.
So 1st and 15 for the Gaylord Blue Devils now. Ball at their 15-yard line. Got to put together a good drive this time around, even if just for pride.
Absolutely.
So here we go. Rain coming down ever so subtly, just some drops, nothing major, but it's still going to be a little slick out there. Austin Vanderveer gets the call, and he goes right up the middle, makes his way up to the 25-yard line, gets back about 10 yards of that 15, going to bring up a 3rd and 15 or a 2nd and 15 or 2nd and 5. How about that? We'll do that.
All I know is without that penalty, that's a first down.
It certainly would be. They're going to give him a little more than 10 on the carry. They're going to give him 11, so it'll be a 2nd and 4 on that one. A great pickup by Austin Vanderveer.
This is, early on, this ground and pound game creates some advantages because you get to control the clock. But now as we get later and you're needing to score, it kind of works against you a little bit, and you mentioned that earlier.
So a 2nd and 4 for the Blue Devils. Ball on the 26-yard line. They're going to go with a power I formation. Looks like it might be. Is that Gavin Freeman in the background?
No, it's number 9.
So it's number 9. So
Cameron,
it's Pierce.
Yep.
So Cameron Pierce going to get the carry. Finds a hole. Picks up a couple, but there's a yellow hanky on the field, and it came from the far side. So let's see what the officials have to say. It may be coming back.
I sure hope not, but I'm afraid it's probably right.
As the officials conference, I got to tell you, though, last year, hats off to the officiating crews that came out last year, because we would talk to officials that would call a game on a Friday night, then go do a game on a Saturday at noon, and then another one at like 6 o'clock on a Saturday night. So they might call 3 high school football games on a weekend.
Right.
Hopefully, the Michigan High School Athletic Association has enough crews out this year that these crews don't have to go and travel as far as they did. So they waved that one off. It's going to make it a 3rd and 1. So the officials talk. They decide to pick up the flag. That's good for the Blue Devils. 3rd and 1, ball on the 29. They trot back out. Unks is going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off to, he's going to keep it himself, rolling around trying to find a space. He does. Gets the first down and more, brings it out to the 35-yard line, and a first down for the Gaylord Blue Devils.
That was a good look. I think Caleb, again, he's a sophomore. I think he's got some movement there and some decent speed. He got to the outside and did a nice job. He had some good blocking from Pierce and Gotro. It would have been nice to see him break that free, but a first down we'll take.
We'll take the first down. 6:06 to go in this ball game. Blue Devils trail by 20. Our score here, 27-20. They trail Lake Fenton, also the Blue Devils. But Gaylord just needs to put together another good offensive series.
Absolutely.
Put another 7 points on the board. Feel a little better about that. Learn from your mistakes and learn from your good things that you've done as well. Build upon that. So Caleb is going to go back. He's going to pass for the first time. He throws it up there. It's lofting up there, and there's going to be a pass interference on that. So he was looking downfield for Brady Pretzlaff. That ball just kind of hung up there, and the coaching staff happy that there's a pass interference on that. So the biggest offensive play of the game for the Gaylord Blue Devils.
Well, Pretzlaff had his hands up. He was reaching. He was going to go out there, and his arm was held back. He wrapped him around the elbow there, and
no, it was a good call by the officials.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't know if
that's not a ball that you want to try all that often. It hung up there in the air for a long time.
There was a lot of potential there, and it really.
Caleb looked like he was like throwing a shot put on that one.
Yeah, it wasn't as clean and as crisp as you would have wanted. It had the distance, but it also had a lot of opportunity.
So still 22-0. Gaylord St. Mary up at facing Pickford. St. Mary was stopped at the 2-yard line as they were trying to score, but they trailed Pickford 22-0. So there you have it. And looks like, not a good play there. It didn't develop too well. Ty Benzinger gets dropped for a loss. They tried to pitch it back to him, and it just didn't work. That was the kind of play that just doesn't work if you can't hold it on the offensive line.
Yeah.
You've got to get the forward push. And this offensive line is a forward push, so it works well when you're going downfield. If you try to stretch the field out, it collapses too quick.
And it did. And it looked almost like he was going to pitch it to Pierce, and then he wasn't maybe ready, and then all of a sudden Benzinger was there, and he grabbed the ball, and it wasn't quite ready for it maybe. I don't know. It didn't develop very well at all. But I'm intrigued why Vanderveer is out and Pierce is in.
So it's 2nd and 14 now for the Blue Devils, a loss of 4 on that last one, and another pitch and another flag. So we haven't seen these kind of plays all game, and now they're trying to implement a new package.
Right.
A little razzle-dazzle, and we've seen some flags.
Yeah, and we'll see what this one's all about.
Well, I have a feeling it's going to go against the offense.
Yeah, I do
it
too.
certainly is. And it's going to back the Blue Devils up. So they're 2nd and 14, and you can chalk up a few more yards to that. So it's been straight-ahead football through 3 quarters, and now we come out in the 4th quarter, and they try to implement a few sweeps, but so far to no avail.
No, and that's unfortunate. But we have some, Cameron Pierce is doing a nice job out there, but he doesn't have the power or that vision necessarily, I think, that Vanderveer has. So, they're looking for something from Cameron.
So it's a 3rd down, 14, ball on the 46. Let's see what the Blue Devils can do here. Caleb's going to try to pass it downfield. He does. Does he have an open man? Oh, he can't quite connect. He was looking for Jonathan Ungst, his brother.
Yep.
Jonathan had one hand up, tried to pull it in, couldn't make that happen. It's going to bring up a 4th and 14. Got another score update for you. East Jordan now up 36-12 over Johannesburg Lewiston at the end of the 3rd quarter there. So the Snowbirds are losing to Pickford, and the Cardinals losing to East Jordan. The Blue Devils are losing here by a score of 27-7 with 4:18 to go in this 4th quarter.
Well, I think Jonathan and Caleb will be doing some communicating later on about that pass connection between brothers there. So,
well, that was a much better looking pass for Caleb. So Caleb did a really good job on that pass. It's only the 2nd pass of the night for him. The first one was kind of lofting up there, but it was the biggest gain of the ball game for the Blue Devils because of the pass interference. So Connor Byram going to punt it away. An end over end, going to bounce around, take a Lake Fenton bounce. It's going to get dropped at about the 25-yard line, and that's where they'll come out on offense with 4:08 to go in this ball game and a 20-point lead. Our score here once again, Lake Fenton 27, Gaylord 7.
So here we go. Defense gets a chance to rally here. Let's get a big stop, make some seriously good plays, and just pay attention. Don't let anything big get away from you. Keep it in front of you and allow the get off the field and allow the offense to put something together.
Well, and this is, if you're Lake Fenton, this is where you start throwing some wrinkles in.
Sure.
Just to give the kids a chance to try something a little fun and a little different to see what it might turn out. So it can get a little dicey out here. It could work for the Blue Devils if they're not good at execution, or it could go really bad.
Well, and you're right.
Lake Fenton has some speed. We've seen some speed from a couple of guys, namely Dalton Decker and Maverick Merrill. So let's see what they decide to do. Man in motion. They're going to hand it off to Storm. Storm has been their workhorse all game. He works his way up, about a 7-yard gain on that one. And I think they're content to just burn out the clock.
Yeah, I agree. They're going to run Storm. They're going to run number 5.
Well, you know what happened with number 5, though? Mason Skyner trotted off the field. Actually, he hopped off the field on that touchdown drive. He was trying to get into the end zone, was stopped short, and he came up hopping off the field. Now Storm hops off the field for Lake Fenton, so they're down a couple of backs right now, so let's see what they decide to do. But they've had some depth in this entire ball game.
Yeah, and just to note, Connor Abraham, 55 on the tackle on that last play.
So here we go. It's a 2nd and 2, ball on the 33 with 3:22 to go. Clock is ticking. They're looking downfield, the pass play. Quarterback's just going to tuck it in and keep it now. And it looks like he's going to have enough. Is the slide going to give him a first down? It looks like it.
Sure is.
And it certainly does. He just kind of went out there, looked downfield. When he saw an opening, he just kind of tucked it in. All he needed was 2 yards. He got just enough to do that, and it moves the chains. A 1st and 10 with the ball at the 36 now, and the clock continues to run down to just at about the 3-minute mark.
And again, Cameron Pierce on the tackle on the far side, number 9, and an attempt by number 37, Braden Gotro, but not enough to stop that first down.
So here we go. Let's see what they're going to do. A little bit of shifting around on the Blue Devil defense. So let's see what they do here. Schumacher going to hand it off. It doesn't look like it's going to be much of a gain at all.
No, he ran right into number 37, Braden Gotro, for a stop.
So Noah Hall on the carry for Lake Fenton, but Gotro on the stop. good stop there for the Blue Devil defense. 2nd and 9 now, ball on the 37. Clock now just over 2 minutes.
Well, again, the Blue Devils, Gaylord Blue Devils have to put something together here and just keep the stop. We don't want any more points on the board. I don't think that they're like you said, they're content running the clock down. But I'd like to see the Gaylord Blue Devils have another opportunity to put something on the board.
This has been a fast-moving game, by the way, Dave.
Yes, it has.
Schumacher fires it downfield, but he overthrows his man. He had Brandon Bossert wide open. And just a little bit too much air on that, and that's going to be an incomplete pass, going to bring up a 2nd and 9 with 1:55.
And a late flag.
And a late flag, which is going to go against the Blue Devils.
Yeah, so the ball was coming over, and it looked like one of the Gaylord Blue Devils made a little contact after the ball was over his head, and so they called that. So that's actually going to give them quite a benefit and move the sticks down into pretty good field position for Lake Fenton.
So they decided to go for it, and they just threw it downfield. It was a nice pass, a little high, but it was going to be an incomplete pass regardless. Yep. And the defense just a little aggressive on it, and they get called for it. So it's going to be a new set of downs. 1st and 10, ball in Blue Devil territory on the 48-yard line. And at one point in time, I thought Lake Fenton was just quite content to just run out the clock. Mm-hmm. And then, of course, they throw that pass play in there. So what will they do now? Are they emboldened now? They may be. Nope, they're going to keep it on the ground, and that's going to go nowhere.
Nope.
That's going to be a no gain again. That's going to be Noah Hall on the carry. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Clock continues to run at 1:39 to go in this ball game. So, where do the Blue Devils go from here, Dave? Next week, it's Arthur Hill down in Saginaw, a team that they seem to face every year.
Yes, and, they've had success against Arthur Hill, but Arthur Hill has combined, I think, with another school, I think Saginaw High School, to increase their numbers, so they're kind of co-oping a little bit down there because they battle, some pretty big schools down there, and Arthur Hill is not a really large population school, so they'll have their hands full though.
So 2nd and 10, they're going to run the sweep. It's going to go to Decker. He's got a blocker. He looks for a hole, finds a seam, makes his way down to about the 38-yard line before he's brought down by a couple of Gaylord Blue Devils, namely number 77, Connor Colano on the tackle.
Yeah, so we did 3 Connors on this team. I'm going to have a heck of a time. So they did a nice job kind of stringing it out there, but they just didn't get enough support from the linebackers to finish that up and to get those extra yards, bring up that 3rd and 1. So they're poised to make another first down unless the Blue Devils can, make a big, massive, cool defensive
play.
Clock
now under 30 seconds, and I think that Lake Fenton is just going to be happy to let this thing wind down. Maybe one more play here. Do they go for the end zone? Let's see.
Well, they're
just going to run it right up the middle. Going to go into a scrum. Looks more like a rugby scrum, and that's going to bring it down to about 10 seconds, and that's going to wrap it up on this. Nope, they're going to stop the clock there because it does move the chains, Dave.
Yeah, they are going to move ahead a little bit.
Well, now they're just going to let the clock expire. So that's going to do it here. Our final score, Gaylord Blue Devils 7 versus Lake Fenton Blue Devils 27. We'll be right back with some final thoughts and our player of the game. You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle1015.com.
Feeney Ford is Northern Michigan's headquarters for certified Ford cars and trucks. Hi, I'm Sean Abraham and can assure you every Ford certified vehicle passes a 172-point inspection, includes a Carfax report, a 12-month, 12,000-mile comprehensive warranty with 24-hour roadside assistance. Plus, we add our Feeney touch by delivering your certified vehicle with a full tank of gas, fresh oil change, new wiper blades, and 2 sets of keys to ensure your experience is first rate. Experience it for yourself and make your next vehicle purchase at Feeney Ford in Grayling.
You're listening to Blue Devil Football on Eagle 1015.
Our final score here at Gaylord Community Field, Lake Fenton 27, Gaylord 7. That's going to do it for our coverage tonight. One final thought. Dave, who's our player of the game?
Well, Brian, I thought there was some pretty good play from a number of guys out there. I think the freshman, Connor Byram did a nice job. I also think that some of our defensive players, Connor Abraham did a nice job. But I think overall, when I look at it, I think Austin Vanderveer is our guy because he was kind of the workhorse offensively, made some pretty good plays defensively, and I think all around he kind of led the team tonight on both sides of the ball.
I would agree with that.
Austin Vanderveer.
Austin Vanderveer is our player of the game. So you're the Gaylord Blue Devils, with the exception of penalties. That's one thing that's got to change. And you can't give up the big plays.
Right.
You know, they played pretty scrappy on defense, and they showed us in the second half they were able to make adjustments on offense.
Yeah, I think overall the game plan can work, right? But there's those little nuances, those little things, the mental errors, the penalties can't happen. I don't know, 65, 70 yards in penalties maybe tonight. Hard to say. I didn't add them up. But there's a lot. And, not being able to get down the field and make those front blocks and get the guys to the outside, that hurt them. And then, like you said, the big play on the defensive coverage of the pass, that kind of messed him up a little bit because when he was number 5, was right underneath, wide open, and you gave him the opportunity to just run the ball in. Can't happen.
Absolutely. And so next week, it's a Thursday night game. It'll be our game of the week at Eagle 101.5, so it'll be broadcast over the air, as well as streaming both video and audio here at Eagle1015.com. And again, many thanks to Up North Geeks, Garrett Deal, for setting things up tonight so we could add this extra nuance, and I think it's been fun.
Yep.
And hopefully you've enjoyed it from home, and we'll be back Thursday night from Saginaw as the Gaylord Blue Devils will face, it's going to be Arthur Hill. The Lumberjacks, right?
Yep, that's correct.
Okay. So for Dave Boswood, I'm Brian Hollenbaugh. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and have a great weekend.